Yeah, it's cool. Good. All right. Yeah, you made it. Pick up where we left off at. Oh, yeah, baby. Yeah. Oh, wait a minute.
While we get a videotape.
What's up?
That'll work. Hey, Mr. Pfeiffer, how you doing? Very well.
The time is now 4:44 p.m. on January 8th. I call this a special affairs meeting to order. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Ms. Lewis. Present. Mr. Murphy.
Present.
Ms. Priestley.
Present.
Ms. Carter.
Present.
Ms. Burns is not in. Ms. Michelle.
Present.
Mr. Piper is not in. Ms. Worthing. You have 6 members present.
We have 6 members present. Are there any requests or changes or additions to the agenda?
Yes.
The chair recognizes the council president and the board.
Thank you. At the end of this meeting, before we adjourn, I want to have a brief discussion about possibly training and parliamentary training, orientation for council. This is something that I requested to be put on the agenda when we voted for council president, and it has not came up or been added on the agenda. I think we need it, and I think we need to discuss moving forward. How do we have parliamentary procedures? How do we even do referrals? What's the protocol, and how we take care of business outside of when we get complaints from residents? What's the procedure? So I think we need to have a discussion about that. Thank you.
Right, all right, I understand your request. You would like to add, 20-minute conversation?
How long is that?
20-minute conversation? About maybe a parliamentary and
Yes, just to discuss moving forward. You know, what get you guys the best.
we'll add that after the appointment. 20-minute discussion. Are there any, order without objection? Any more changes to the agenda? All right, if there are no more changes to the agenda, we can move forward with public speaking.
What you say?
We want to remind everyone of the disorderly persons subsection. Any person that persists in disrupting this meeting will be in violation of Flint City Code Section 31-10, disorderly conduct, assault and battery in disorderly persons, and will be subject to arrest or misdemeanor. Any person who prevents the peaceful and orderly conduct of any meeting will be given one warning. If they persist in disrupting the meeting, that individual will be subject to arrest. Violators shall be removed from the meeting. With that said, our first public speaker, go ahead, sir.
Hello, council peoples. My name is R.L. Mitchell, and to you, Madam Chair, or to my, for the record, I'm gonna speak directly to God. God, whatever you're doing in this season, don't do it without me, because as you know, my councilman didn't show up last week, and in the 7th Ward didn't show up, and the government is on your shoulders, and the governor is practicing genocide on Flint, Michigan, because she won't speak up like my Councilman Murphy and the 7th Ward lady went here and a school teacher at that. They're doing a Brown Robinson on the peoples, and like the peoples ain't got no sense. If that ain't genocide, what is it? Now, and now back to the situation. Because last week, you know that the third ward, Councilman Murphy, got off a sick bed just to pass $50 million over to the mayor downstairs where he can get some new TVs downstairs to show the people what he been doing to the city of Flint. He got him in the water department while it's down there and like he act like he doing all the stuff to work in Flint. He ain't never been up here once in 3 years since he been elected. After Mayor Weaver had done her term and he ain't represent the peoples yet. And Ms. Mashat, you of all peoples didn't come to break up that vote. You know we're supposed to do business and all y'all and the peoples of Flint act like they don't see it in the whole America don't see the school teacher adorning that stuff with her cronies, whatever them dudes talking about. And she's stopping the kids from coming in and checking up for her. What's up with that? If the kids want an education, let them come. Mr. Worthy, and you, and the city attorney, Kim, get ready tonight, because you're going to make anything possible. We're going to get our money like action fair. Wait a minute. But, Miss School Teacher, could you look? Yeah, there it is. Hello, Miss Worthy. Welcome back to your post. You remind me of the governor. The governor. She act like them votes. She can abortion. She doing like the president. Act like he ain't practicing genocide, but he really is. Scared to speak up on the Israelites in the Middle East and using human shields and trying to blow up a church and putting snipers in the church and nobody saying nothing about it. But now, in the name of Jesus, Lord, do what you gotta. Whatever you're doing in this season, don't do it without the people of this council. The first ward, and that is, you know who that is?
Thank you.
That's my dad.
Thank you. Next speaker. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Melissa Zaremski, and I'm from the 6th Ward. You know, I come up here all the time. I complain about, you know, the police. That's again why I'm here again. Last week, one of the neighbors across the street, their house got shot at. Officer Booth also showed up. You know, the one who loves to say he loves us residents. Yeah, he showed up. Tried to show him the video. He didn't give 2 shits. It was like, fuck you, I don't give a, and he knocked on the door, no one answered, he left, and that was it. You know, I'm not sure who should be holding, you know, actually, you council are supposed to hold Sleazy Santos Neely accountable to hold his job, make sure everything's done right in the city. You know, we need, obviously, more police. I mean, I don't get it. You know, get out there, put your things in to get more officers, more money, do what you gotta do. You know, and for y'all sitting there wanting to hike these taxes up on everybody, I mean, can I start my own 501c3 so I can get some money like y'all? Or, I mean, I'm just trying to understand this. You know, the residents aren't going to be able to afford, you know, the property taxes. Y'all don't want to help, obviously, to get new roofs, home improvements, but y'all getting yourself your stuff. I mean, that's really fucked up, and then y'all don't even look. I mean, especially the teacher, right? I mean, you're a teacher, and you're showing my kid how you behave. And don't do that, because we've been here plenty of times, honey. And when you talk about single mothers, me and you being a single mother are totally different, okay? You won't even be able to do with what I deal with, because you'll be getting your ass whooped, sweetheart. Okay? Stop with the single mother bullshit, because you are not on the same length, okay? That wasn't a threat either. That wasn't a threat either. Because of the fact that, hell, when my child would have his misbehaviors, he won't want to
I'm sorry,
have
ma'am. 1 second, ma'am. 1 second. What's your point?
Stop the clock.
Talking about someone getting their ass whooped, and I think it's inappropriate.
Whoa.
I could have swore Tanya Burns was been at twice that I know, 3 times, whatever, with even worthless, okay?
Ma'am, 1 second. Let's refrain from anything that could be viewed as a threat. I heard you say that that's not what it was for you. Please continue with your 42 seconds. Thank you.
You know, you guys said there got these positions for a reason, right? You're supposed to be working for the residents, not for your own fucking pockets.
Yeah.
Whatever's going on, I swear God is going to sit there and come down, because whenever some of y'all look and stare at the ceilings, because I believe it's the devil talking to you, because it surely ain't God, because God would tell you that what you're doing are so wrong, it's unreal. And one day you are going to sit there and catch what you reap for what you sow. So have a good evening.
Hey.
Hi, my name is Layton Jefferson. I own 18 houses all over Flint, so I can be with whatever we work. However, my situation is here, and I don't know if I'm right or wrong here. We don't have an ambulance service. With all the money we got set around, we don't have an ambulance service that, shall I say, low-income people can get somebody to come and take them to the hospital. I guess they probably have to get a cab. Another thing is, what other thing I had? I forgot what it was that, because I get kind of irritated when I get up here. I thank you for your time. Thank you.
Thank you. Next public speaker, please.
James Moore, long-term resident of the city of Flint, regularly coming down here. I look forward to the new year, making it to last week's meeting. It was the shortest meeting I ever recorded. I just wanted to say the online words, and to the city of Flint, thank you, and to the mayor's administration. Somebody in here heard me talking about Fleming Road. Somebody went out there and put some concrete to keep the road from eroding away. They just got to put the blacktop on this summer. And maybe by 2025, we can say Fleming Road has been officially fixed. One hole. And if it has to come down to one street, one hole, getting something done, at least we will accomplish something. And if you guys would just put the sides aside and come together as a whole, we might be able to do something to help our residents and restore our city to good standings here in the state of Michigan. Because if not, I think a lot of cases we're looking at us and being ashamed.
Thank you. Next public speaker, please.
Good evening, everyone. Happy New Year. I'm Doug Matthews, retired social worker from Flint's 7th Ward. In our shared community, defined by diverse perspectives, I want to offer words of encouragement for 2024. Despite our sometimes differing views, a common cause unites us, providing a better quality of life for the people of Flint. Consider Jeremiah's prophecy. For surely I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord, plans for your welfare and not for harm, to give you a future and hope. Reflecting on 2023, we find proof that collaboration, planning, and partnership lead to significant achievements. Recently, Mayor Neely highlighted the role of prayer, planning, and partnership in his approach to community development. He also expressed his gratitude to Council for their partnership on numerous Flint projects last year. Let me highlight 3. There were many, many others. First, the Ashley Capital investment. In 2023, Ashley Capital committed to major investments to foster economic growth and to enhance opportunities for Flint residents while abating environmental harms. Hundreds of millions will be pumped into their brownfield development. Second, the Flint Community Navigator Pilot Program. The introduction of this program demonstrates Flint's commitment to supporting not just a big business like Ashley Capital, but also locally owned and operated enterprises, offering robust support for every stage of small business development and operation. Third, the revitalization of Burston Fieldhouse. The investment in the 100-year Burston Fieldhouse reflects Council's commitment to enhancing historical landmarks. This project reimagines a cherished site, showcasing Council's ability to work together with others to support underserved neighborhoods. Additionally, the city is collaborating with Chief Green and his officers to revitalize the old field house on Forest Hill Avenue into a police community gym with youth sports, fields for football, soccer, and lacrosse. None of these positive things could have happened without City Council's collaboration. As we navigate our differences into the future, also consider this from Proverbs. Just as iron sharpens iron, friends sharpen the minds of each other. As friends, let our shared insights be a forge, shaping the future of our beloved city. Thank you.
Thank you. Next public speaker, please.
Bethany Hazard, 6th Ward. People need to pay attention to history, in my opinion. I think it is helpful to correlate the past to what is going on today. Different methods are used at various periods of time to squash people. In my lifetime, they have torn down thriving neighborhoods to build highways to divert capital to other areas. Before that, cities were burned and some took a slower death that were dragging. What is going on in Flint and in other towns I can correlate to the past. This master plan has been calculated and well planned in Flint. I've been to a lot of meetings and I noticed what was going on a long time ago. I think it is so unbelievable that a lot of folks did not notice. Humanity and morality is lacking, as I see 501c and millionaires being fed with our money. However, that has been going on here and it's accelerating. There is no democracy in Flint at all. And this has been proven by me watching what goes on at City Council. Flint is like living in a kingdom, and the people are serfs. We are supposed to be a republic, and in a republic, those you vote for are supposed to do the will of the people. However, that is not going down, and democracy is now dead.
Thank you. Next public speaker, please.
Good afternoon. My name is Rita Stanley. I'm a resident of this Flint community for my entire life. I was moved here when I was 6 months old. I was here last week at the meeting where there was no quorum. And on that date, in 1983, my husband was sworn into office as a Flint City Council person for the second time. Everybody can clap. And so I come before you as a citizen, a concerned citizen of this entire community. And I believe that you all received an email last week on January 3rd, the day my husband was sworn in 1983, and also my birthday. So it was a very important day to me, and it's always an important day. And you can wish me happy birthday. But the email came, oh, I forgot I only have so much time, but the email came to the entire council as a result of a community event that we had, where community members from all over this community came to restore integrity and accountability to the Flint City Council. And I do want to thank those council persons that were able to attend. Yes. As a result of that meeting, there were many things that came out of that, but one that I wanted to address on behalf of that entire group. And this comes from the entire group. The participants, they identified concerns and overwhelmingly agreed that the ARPA funds allocation should be inclusive of constituents' expressed needs, allow for transparency, and in no way be absorbed into the general fund.
All right.
There were systems, administrative systems that were put in place in addition to the council to provide a check and balance to these once-in-a-generation funds. These systems have not been utilized as promised. The check and balance system is of primary concern, and we, the undersigned, demand immediate reconsideration of Resolution 230464, allocation.
Thank you.
Okay, now I know my
Anyone
time.
else? Next public speaker, please.
Okay, I know my time is up. But as the chair, hold on. As the chair, you have a right to give me more time, and I'm requesting it.
Thank you. Next public speaker, please.
Okay, thank you.
Good evening, I'm Bishop Bernadette Jefferson, member of this community, and I too was at the meeting on the 28th. I was also here on last Monday, the 3rd, as a concerned citizen representing our community. And it's bad that those that we elected to represent.
I'm sorry, Bishop, one moment, please. I ask that everyone in the audience and all of the council members, please remember to silence your cell phones. Thank you. Go ahead, Bishop.
And I'm appalled that those that we elected to speak for us, to have a voice for us as the community representative, didn't find it necessary to show up on the 3rd of January. But as Rita was saying, that in that town hall meeting, we're concerned about the allocation of $50 million of ARPA funds that was allocated to restore our city and our community. I know that the money, the ARPA funds was not due to be allocated until the December 2024. So why you found it necessary for December 2023 to do that, I don't understand. But we would like an answer and be concerned to reallocate the money back out of the general fund. General fund so you can do any and everything with it.
Yeah.
If you deem it necessary to help the community, you do it. If you don't deem it necessary to help the community, then because it's in the general fund, you can do what you want to do with it. And so we, the community, and I've got community members that are not coming up to speak, but if you would stand and support that you represent the community, that we speak for the community, that we stand for the community, that our voice would like to be heard, not would like to be heard. Even after you received the email, you didn't address it. Is the city important to you, or is your own alternative motives important to you? We want consideration, we want help, we want to be made whole, and we want to be restored.
Yeah.
Thank you. Next public speaker, please.
January Arbor, 7th Ward. First, I request that Councilwoman Tanya Burns or Councilman Dennis Pfeiffer make an amendment to the proposed amendment to the City Council agenda to move Resolution 230475 regarding the 7th Ward Council seat election to the front or the top of other postponed resolutions. As I plan to speak during City Council public speaking with regard to the 7th Ward, I would like to speak on agenda items from that City Council agenda. I urge Council to pass Resolution 230364 to repeal the prohibition of Sunday alcohol sales, as this will boost business income, taxes, and afford individuals the liberty to enjoy their beverage of choice. I urge council to deny Resolution 230471 to increase the mayor's pay by 12% to $140,000 due to failure to complete water line replacements and restorations within the 4 years he's held office, as well as his negligence in appropriating ARPA dollars in a timely way to meet the outcry by homeowners requesting assistance. As income disparities have not improved much in Flint from Mayor Weaver's tenure, I should hope that Ms. Worthing should have no problem denying this request as she did with the former mayor. Number 3, I urge council to deny Resolution 230449 to censure 5th Ward Councilwoman Jerry Winfrey Carter, as her words of frustration were merely that, and most certainly not a viable threat. Most adults learn the children's rhyme, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. The lesson in that should remain relevant in this council. Number 4, I urge council to deny Resolution 230466 to set public hearing and amend council rules until the 1st Ward councilman returns to his seat. Considering Mr. Mayor's tenure on council and his ignorant comments regarding the rules, it goes without saying that his knowledge base and experience is invaluable and would lend much to the discussion. More importantly, all council members should work on council rules. Lastly, I urge council to pass Resolution 230475 to schedule special primary and special general elections on May 7th, 2024 and August 7th, 2024, respectively, in order to fill the 7th Ward seat vacancy created by Alan Copenhagen's resignation as currently held by appointee interim councilperson Candace Bouchette. Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who would like to speak?
Yeah, my name is Eric Mays. I am the 1st Ward City Council person elected here in the city of Flint. For 30 or 40 years, I've not seen nothing like this politically in these council chambers. I've been in these council chambers listening to Chester Simmons, Woody Everly, Melvin McCree, Woodrow Stanley, and the likes. I'm gonna be frank with you. I'm appalled at the 3 black council members, Liddell Lewis, Quincy Murphy, and Candace Bouchette. This city is majority black. I don't have to be ashamed to talk black, white, rich, and poor, Democrat or Republican. I'm not gonna bite my tongue. When you can try to shut me down and remove me from exercising my freedom of speech, but we're a smart community, smarter than what you know. When I walked in the Christ Fellowship a week or so ago and seen the community leaders, many of them, Rita Stanley, her daughter, the NAACP, Black Lives Matter, CPAC, the Democracy Defense League. I've seen us. And we are the ones who speak in this city. When the vote was taken, even though the issue of this wrongful removal was a center of attraction, I agree with the masses and the majority that 40 million need to be talked about. $40 million to the general fund allocated, and how am I going to watch it and make sure that every dime is spent before 2026? I don't even see the logistics of it. But regardless of that, why put it in a category of money when people have told you for over a year, give us 5 million, 10 million, 15 million, fix our roofs, our houses, generational wealth, and they're the ones who vote for you, and you turn your back. Michelle, you were there. Liddell Lewis was there. Quincy was there. Y'all gonna be in a surprise. The Lord is good. Because guess what? One of them is gone. Worthy. If we write 600 signatures on you, Liddell, y'all have messed with some of the wrong folks.
Say that again.
I know where it's at. God bless the residents of the city of Flint, and we need to fix this council.
Wait 1 second, ma'am, before you speak, would you all please refrain from yelling out? Thank you.
Now, wait a minute, Mr. Jackson. What you got?
She said,
Talk about shut. You people don't be talking back when the.
RL,
Yes,
don't yell out.
that's what she
Go
said.
ahead, ma'am.
that's what she said.
Yes.
Sherry Allen. That's who I am. You see me now? I am the one that's gonna be called your butt. You got to get out of here. You have to we believe in you being like us, but you're not like us. You turn your coat and turn your tail up and ram these doggone other people. We depended on you. Now you still have a chance to redeem yourself. How are you gonna do that? You can still ask Neely, your buddy, to return that $40 million back to the people. You got a right to do that because you're holding the purse straight with these other folks. All you got to do is open your mouth like you normally do and say, Neely, look, let's give some of the money back to the people. You got the clout in this city. It's unfortunate. You're a disgrace. And I can't wait to get your butt out here. And Quincy, you live in this city. She know. She come to visit. You got to walk around here every day. Yeah, every day. We're going to see you out on the street someday. And Judy, Lord help you on your side of town. Because it's rough over there. And you're not giving the people what they want. Y'all better wake up. Because we're not playing with y'all. This might be your up right now, but you better believe you're coming back down. You're going down to the ground. You got the feds coming after you. You got the CIA, whoever coming after you. You better be ready for them. Get your lawyers, tell Neely, get your lawyers for y'all, because y'all gonna need them. We're tired of playing with y'all. And leave Jeremy Carter alone. She ain't got anything to you. You just hate. You hate people. And Eva, I'm glad you're gone, because I sure hate to look at your face. And I can't let you go forever. And I want to thank all my other ones, Jeremy Carter, China, Viper, and Mays. Hey, y'all hang in there. We try our best to keep y'all back. And we're going to make it through this. Because they got to go. They're evil. They are demons.
Wow!
Thank you. Anyone else would like to speak? 1 second, 1 second. I'm going to ask the audience again to refrain from yelling out. Okay, Mr. Mays, that's your first one.
Wow!
I feel the ruling of the chair. This is in between you and that speaker right now. He's not, the clock has not even started.
Mr. Mays, that's your first one.
And I feel the ruling of the
Is
chair.
there a second?
Hey!
I support that.
All right.
Here we go.
Would you like to speak?
Absolutely. Well, I'm gonna say this, you have got the residents here to speak. The speaker wasn't speaking. You're trying to control everything from a clap or whisper. They're not being rude to you. In between, you want absolute silence. That is ridiculous. We had a child, we had a baby in here before. If the baby was crying, you can't stop the baby. You can't. So clapping in between, it's not being rude or disrespectful. It's in between speakers. People have freedom of speech, the most basic right. You can't take that. Y'all can, you're rigging the rules to change everything to where the chair has absolute power. You can't, we don't go through this. I mean, there's a lot of things that wouldn't rise to the occasion that they do if we just work through it. Let these people speak and talk. Y'all walk out December 18th.
Let's shut up and let her talk.
Excuse me, can you warn him, please?
Sir, please do not yell out from the audience. Thank you.
What?
Please give him a warning. He needs a warning. You gave the other resident a warning.
Black Lives Matter.
Give him a warning.
Give me the clock. You said it.
See, this is what I'm talking about. That's unfair treatment. Now, you don't want to talk about black and white. We want to talk about fairness. You gave the black person a warning, but you didn't give the white person a warning.
What?
You did not.
Yeah.
You did not. And so, I don't know if you're afraid to, if you're gonna bring the entire chamber into order, bring the entire chamber into order. He yelled out, he didn't have the floor, he was not even at the podium.
Point of order.
You are showing.
Excuse me 1 second, the chair, what's your point of order? Are we in discussion?
Oh my God!
Madam Chair, that's an illegal point
We
of
are
order.
continuing.
Something's being
Can you
discussed.
warn her?
Proceed.
Can you warn her, because she wasn't in here?
Yeah, we're.
Okay.
Proceed.
Simple.
No, wait, excuse me, it's not her, that's not a question. Give
Madam
her a
Chair.
warning.
I'm requesting that
Give
she stop
the
discussing.
ninth ward person a warning,
Ms. Warren,
because she's illegally taking the floor.
We are in discussion, where she appealed something.
See, when you come here, you know what's going on.
Proceed, Ms. Burns.
So when you have people in here, let these people talk. They waited December 18th, quorum broke. People walked out. The meeting wasn't called to order. We had unfinished business. Had to come back for December the 20th. December the 20th, same thing. Quorum broke. We didn't finish the business. January 3rd, we had the special meeting, our regular finance meeting, governmental operations and legislative. You guys were not here. So now the residents were here. You were absent. You were absent. Let them speak. They took it on you. You weren't here. You didn't show up. And now you want to silence their vote and their voice. You can't do that. I mean, the stuff that y'all doing, you wonder why people are angry. You wonder why they're angry. Y'all walked out. You walked out and didn't show up for the residents. 4 people didn't show up, didn't do any business. We're still been doing business from December the 18th. This is on y'all. You broke quorum, you're not doing your job, you come here, you're hostile, you have hostility towards the residents. They keep showing up, but y'all not showing up for the people. You're not warning the same residents, you picking and choosing, you showing your unfairness, and some of y'all got elections coming up. I mean, you got to be fair. No one's asking you to do anything extraordinary but apply and follow the charter and be fair. If he yelled, give him a warning. If he yelled on the left side, give him a warning. Make it fair. You're not being fair as the chair at all.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who would like to speak? Anyone else?
Madam Chair.
The chair recognizes the councilwoman in the fifth ward.
Here we go again. Giving the residents warnings. The residents, first of all, this is their change. They should be able to come to this council meeting and be engaged in the process. So what he hollered out? So what a resident claps loud? You just don't give them a warning, but you can't even be fair. You give Councilman Mays a warning, you give a black man a warning, and here you have a white man all around, and he didn't even get a warning. Is that fair? It's not fair. But then you want to weaponize the police against the residents.
That part.
But you know what? That's not unusual for you, because I got a call. You had the state police, the Michigan State Police,
Oh my God.
to call someone in Texas. You weaponizing the police against people in Texas, not even the residents here in Flint, but people in Texas. Okay? I guess that's a tendency of yours, huh?
Wow, West.
It's ridiculous. The residents are the people who you should be trying to get their votes, because you're going to be coming up in an election. And here you are giving residents warning. But quiet as kept, you shouldn't even be cheering me. You've only been appointed. You haven't been elected. So if I were you, I would, you know, kind of be a little more
is very.
Very bad. I didn't say I was.
Okay. You paused, and so I said you were.
No, I didn't say, when I'm finished, I will say, okay, I'm finished.
Absolutely.
Take you in the parking lot.
Excuse me?
You will not speak to me like that.
Whoa, wait a minute now.
And you will not speak to me like that.
You will not.
I still have time. I'm still talking.
All you gotta do is say.
You better get your attitude together.
All right, I don't have to get anything together. Don't speak to me like that. When you pause,
And you don't speak to me like that.
I'm sorry, go ahead. What's your point of order?
Can we, one, this should not be the debate, and can we give her time back for the Madam Clerk? Because y'all having dialogue in between.
When I'm finished, I'll let you know that I'm finished.
Can she get her time back?
Absolutely. I want to remind.
Like I usually do.
I want to remind Ms. Murphy Carter to respect the chair. I thought you
And the chair should respect the members.
I am respecting you.
Hey.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
I'm not going back and forth with you.
I still had time. I was still talking.
Again, the reminder is that you need to respect the chair. I said I thought.
And when I'm finished, I'll let you know I'm finished.
Again, when you pause, I thought you
Give me my time back.
Oh, that's not how this works. 1 second.
Excuse me?
Because I thought you were finished is why I stopped you. I didn't know you weren't done.
You had no right to interfere and interrupt.
That's fine.
My time.
I wasn't trying to interrupt your time though. I wasn't trying.
I still had time.
Okay, and that's fine, and you'll get it back. What I'm saying to you though is the tone and everything that you accuse everybody else of is how you speak. Don't speak to me like that.
And you don't speak to me like that.
I wasn't speaking to you any kind of way. I actually was moving on.
You know what? Let's move this meeting on.
You do not speak to the chair in that way.
Oh! What? You're superior because you're the chair?
No.
You better get it right. I don't know who you think you are.
Ruling of the chair.
You can't appeal in the middle of appeal.
I appeal the ruling of the
You
chair.
mean to give her 30
This is
seconds?
ridiculous.
They sit up here like they high and mighty. I still have more time.
Can you give her 33 seconds back?
I'm sorry.
Can you give her 36 seconds back?
Now, like I was saying, you're getting ready to be on the ballot. And here you are up here acting like you ain't got no sense. I said what I said. Leave the residents alone. Stop giving the residents warnings. It doesn't make sense. I'm done.
Thank you. Is there anyone else out there? The chair recognizes the councilwoman in the second ward.
That's fine. So thank you, Madam Chair. I just want to make sure that we go over what the rules say and not how we feel. According to our council rules, it states in order to maintain order and debate that the public and city council are both subject to disorderly persons ordinance, section 3111 of general code of conduct. Additionally, the chair or presiding officer has a responsibility and a duty to enforce these rules and sanctions for the purpose of maintenance and order. Only the chair or presiding officer may determine and rule who and what is out of order. That paragraph states that it is the duty of the chairperson to bring individuals to order, both on council and in the audience. Furthermore, if we bring our attention to Rule 29.7, it speaks about any person speaking at council meeting may be called to order by the president. Unfortunately, all that you heard had nothing to do with Mr. Mays yelling out in the audience. He yelled out the first time, she brought him to order. And then he yelled out again and said that, oh, we're gonna speak, we're gonna continue to yell out. I mean, that's when Mr. Mays received his first warning in this meeting. According to those rules, that is what the council, the chair of this meeting is supposed to do, maintain order. And if anybody's supposed to know what the order is supposed to be, it does
now is supposed to be our senior council person. So with that being said, with the upholding of these council rules set forth by this body, I stand with the chair by reading the maintenance of rule, order, and debate, as well as Rule 29.7, which states that it is the job of the council person to bring the audience and council to order, which she did just that. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. The chair recognizes the council person in the ninth ward.
Thank you. It's become very intolerable to sit here while we have members screaming at other members. Just the hate that comes across it's not healthy for anyone, and one of the reasons I'm leaving. It's disgusting. So I'd like to read some quotes to you if I can.
1 second. Someone's phone. Can you please silence your phone? All right. Thank you.
We may have all come on different ships, but we're in the same boat now. Excuse me, I'm reading, and I'd like to talk about shouting out and rudeness. I have decided to stick with love. Hate is too great a burden to bear. Love is the only force capable of transforming an enemy into a friend. The time is always right to do what is right. Faith is taking the first step even when you don't see the whole staircase. Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. We had a member of the audience quote Bible scriptures. These quotes come from Martin Luther King Jr., who we are about to honor on Monday. And he was a kind man. He was kind. He did not scream and hate at any of the people that were oppressing him. And if that's really what you think is happening here, that's laughable. So no, I'm not gaslighting. I'm quoting Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. who was kind. Wait. Who had love for others.
Please stop the time.
Who did not shout and scream.
Please stop the time.
He stood up for what is right, but he did it in a way in which he could be proud of. And his family have that memory forever. What is your memory going to be? When you pass away, will your family remember you as a kind, loving person who fights for justice, or angry and mean to others because you cannot stand them? Please, some of us need to do some soul searching. Are you here to move the city along? Or are you here because you're angry? And if you're angry, use it for good. Use it to do something positive for the residents, not tear other people down. So some of you could use some reading of Martin Luther King Jr.'s quotes. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Is there anyone else who would like to?
Well, she don't need a warning. She was not germane.
Excuse me, the audience needs to come to order. Go ahead, Councilman Piper.
I don't know how my colleagues feel or the audience feels, but I'm brought to tears with that speech. Hypocrisy about we need to just choose love. Wow. Wow, you would think that somebody just read that wouldn't be putting the stuff out on Facebook that you do. The hypocrisy, like the gentleman said that got up, is amazing. It's absolutely amazing. And I've said it before, and I'll say it again. There's two rules. There's rules for certain people that disagree with colleagues, and there's other rules that did ignore. We see Mr. Mays was called out by name. By rule, we're not supposed to interact with the audience. So the interaction shouldn't have happened to begin in the first place. But Mr. Mays, got a warning, and then yet the gentleman in the second row didn't get a warning. There's two different rules for different people. I promise you, if the gentleman in the second row would have been, I'm going to say, four nays were argued on his behalf, he would have got 1 and 2. It's not what you've done or what you've said, it's who you support. That's where the rules get enforced in government. And somebody said earlier that we're governed by a dictatorship. Well, unfortunately, the audience hasn't seen anything until you see this new set of rules that they're trying to pass.
Oh my God.
The chair can immediately take the floor from you. If they feel like you are not being germane, you will lose your time immediately. The public who came out, and we didn't have quorum last week, the public came out to speak, and yet we're interrupting them all today. Well, the new rules, the public even get even less time to speak and address your elected officials. That's the new rules that they're going to put into effect tonight.
What?
So, we are in a complete dictatorship. This is not about helping the community. This is not about anything. This is about shutting you up. It's shutting up people of the audience, whether it be Mr. Mays or anybody else. If you are a opposing viewpoint, you will be shut up, arrested, whatever it may be. But that's the new rules that are coming before us. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who wishes to speak? Oh, the chair recognizes Councilman in the third ward.
Thank you. Let me read 29.3. It says members of the public shall have no more than 3 minutes per speaker during public comment. Only one speaking opportunity per speaker. Numbered speaker slips will be provided prior to the start of the meeting to those wishing to speak during this portion of the agenda. No additional speakers or slips will be accepted after the meeting begins. City council members may not speak as a member. Let me read that one more time. City council members may not speak as a member of the public at this time. Public speakers may not allocate or donate their allocated time to another person. This is the old rules, not the rules that we finna get ready to adopt, or if that's what we decide to do. This is the old rules. What I'm saying to my colleagues is, yes, this is our the people's chamber that voted for us, but there are some decent and order rules that we must follow when we come in this chamber. We give each public 3 minutes to speak. I'm hearing Councilman Mays, not a member of the public, Councilman Mays, that's still a councilman, that's still getting a paycheck, that still can do his daily duties outside of being able to vote here until the judge rule on whatever they need to do. But Councilman Mays is sitting in the audience and he's blurting out. He ain't at the podium speaking, he's blurting out, speaking. The chair heard it, because I heard it, my colleague heard it, so we over here hearing him speak out. She asked him the first time, will you please not speak out? It ain't like she said, okay, you can't speak, and that's your warning. She asked him the first time, so would you not be speaking out? He continued. So if he continued and the public continued, we're going to have chaos up in here, and we're going to be
Can you please have Councilman Murphy watch his decorum? His voice is very threatening.
Thank you very much. If we continue to allow the public to just randomly speak out at and I know they get frustrated because I was on that side before, and I was out there getting frustrated at times. But if we continue to allow just the public to speak out at their seats, we won't have no order in here. So what y'all is saying is because this is the people's chamber,
we should sit back and let them speak out in the audience, even though they still get to speak in the 3 minutes, and we shouldn't say nothing, but just shut up and don't do nothing and let them speak out. No, I will be voting to support the chair.
Is there anyone else who would like to speak at this time? Anyone else who would like to speak? All right, with that said, I will take my time. As my colleagues have pointed out, I want to make sure we're honest, and even if we don't want to be honest, there are plenty of cameras that clock the interaction. I did indeed ask him to not yell out, in which the response was, he continued to yell out. That's when he got his warning. When the other gentleman yelled out, I asked him to stop yelling out. He did not yell out again. The warning came from not being called to order. We all saw, we're all clear on that. And all the whole, don't have a problem with them clapping. The issue is not the clapping, they clapped plenty of times. Nothing was said. The issue is with the yelling out. That is being disruptive. We're trying to conduct business. You cannot yell out. And so that's what this is right now. So, with that said, yes, overturns the ruling of the chair, no oppose the ruling of the chair. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
No.
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 Yes.
Ms. Burns?
Yes.
Ms. Shab?
No.
Ms. Worthing? No.
Three yes, 5 no. The vote is 3 yes, 5 no. The ruling of the chair stands. That is his first warning. I believe we're still on public
Madam
speaking.
Chair,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'd like to appeal the warning given to Ms. Winfrey Carter.
All right, it's been appealed. Is there a second? There has been appealed and properly supported.
We really have a lot of business, and this is the truth, because several of you did not show up December 18th, December 20th, and January 3rd. Not just that, football games are gonna be starting. People don't wanna be here. Let the audience speak. Now, when Ms. Winfrey Carter's tone rose to a higher, her volume went up, you quickly invoked and gave her a warning. Okay, I'm talking, but you're talking. You might want to give yourself a warning. You're talking over here. You're talking. But when Councilman Murphy did it, you didn't give him a warning. You didn't. And he always speaks passionate. That's just how he speaks. When he speaks, that's almost every single time. Unless he was talking about one of them pirates. That's the only time. Anything else, he's going to speak up. But you have an unfair treatment. And the treatment is so obvious that yes, residents are going to be upset. So then when you say, you all are reading off the rules and 27.2, 27.3, 27.1, and then you don't know how to interpret them nor apply them. And then they're not applied fairly. If you're going to punish everyone, these are grown-ups here. Let these people, they were patient. These are people who elected every single one of us. Every one of us was elected by, well, except for 7th Ward. 7th Ward was not elected. 7th Ward was appointed. So for us who were elected, you work hard. It's not easy. You knock doors. I took out how many phone calls today that weren't even my ward. There's so much backup. And it was just easier for me because I just spoken to someone from another ward. Because you take care of the people. Appealing to y'all's sense of goodness is an impossibility. You talk about doing business, but then you do business behind doors. $11,000 lawnmowers, $1,500 candy checks, voting on $72 million tax abatements, going for $3.5 million for Ashley Capital, ARPA funds for $300,000, ARPA funds for $50,000. This is business behind doors. But when the public is here, we need to be transparent, then you want to shut them down. That's a problem. So you can't treat these are grown people, and you wonder why they're frustrated. It's the treatment. You're not fair. So if Ms. Winfrey Carter's, let her have her time. You did have dialogue back and forth on her time. You probably should have gave yourself a warning on that. Because you took the floor illegally, technically, and then you based your argument, and you argued your argument on her time. That shouldn't have been done. This day, I hope we can get this together, but y'all need to be fair.
Thank you. Anyone else would like to speak?
Yes.
Yes. Go ahead. Chair recognizes the councilwoman in the fifth ward. Go ahead.
Yeah, I didn't even realize I had a warning. Thank you, Councilwoman Burns, because I didn't hear. But giving me a warning, you should give yourself a warning. Because I still had like 36 seconds on the clock. I was gathering my thoughts, and then you rudely interrupted me. If anything, you could have just let my 36 seconds run out. But here we are. Here we are. This is what happens. These are the dumpster fires that we have here. We have chairpersons that think they are superior. I'm the chair. Don't get disrespectful to the chair. I'm the chair. A joke. This is a joke. Even this process is a joke. You know why? Because they have their 5 votes. Michelle, to hold the mayor accountable, guess what? They have 5 votes. And that's how they roll. They gonna vote the 5 votes. The 5 people up here. They vote in a pack. Just like that illegal literature that was sent out back in 2021. A pack. So that's where we are. But of course, since I got a warning, I'll be voting against the chair. Because while I have a warning, the chair should also have a warning as well. Thank you.
Is there anyone else who would like to speak?
Madam Chair.
The chair recognizes the councilman in the eighth ward.
Yeah. Ms. Winfrey Carter, you're going to get a warning. Let's put it out there now.
I know.
There's Ms. Burns touched on it. The chair illegally took the floor away from the member of the time. And I do it all the time. I do it more often now since I had a medical thing, but I stopped to gather my thoughts all the time. So now if you stop and try to think of your next thought, you're going to get the floor taken away from you. I mean, we are up here spitballing, talking from our hearts, whatever else. We don't have teleprompters up here. We don't have, so when a member wants to stop and gather their thoughts to make their next statement, they shouldn't be put into a position to lose their, or be interrupted in the floor taken away. And then when you say something to get your time back, you get a warning. If this was the council person in the second ward and they paused, would there have been an interruption? No. But there's a move to, as soon as you stop talking, if you're the opposing view, get to the next person. It's to take the floor away from folks that they don't want to hear from immediately. Funny thing about the First Amendment is the First Amendment gives you the right to say something, but the First Amendment also says that I can say stuff that you don't like to hear. So I would just hope that my colleagues would realize that the councilwoman in the Fifth Ward had the floor, and none of this we would not be talking about this and wasting more time. If we all take a breath and have a debate on issues and not personalities.
Thank you.
And I don't think that the council members will vote to remove the warning. So you'll see again that there's a double standard, because no other colleague is being interrupted that are part of the five that work together. And we'll see that throughout the year. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who would like to speak on this?
Madam Chair.
The chair recognizes the councilwoman in the second ward.
Thank you. So going back to the rules that I read initially, it is up to the chair to maintain order. It happens when someone takes a long pause, you don't know if they're stopping or what, so you may assume they're stopping. However, it is the way that you say and do things, and the way that she lashed out at the chair was scary. You don't go back and forth with the chair. The only thing that has to be said, and I heard my name, come in the second, or if it was her, you don't have to worry about it being me, because I don't do stuff like that. You don't have to worry about the councilwoman in the second ward being out of pocket and being disorderly. If I take a pause and the chair proceeds, I will kindly say, Madam Chair, I'm not finished. And then I will wait to reclaim my time. You don't have to go back and forth getting people told. That's not what we're here for. So for those reasons, as the chair maintained order and gave her a warning for being disorderly, we will have order in these chambers. We will have order in this council. Nothing what anyone said had anything to do with what just happened. The chair was disrespected. The colleague was brought to order. The colleague refused to be brought to order. The colleague got the warning. So with that being said, I will be supporting the ruling of the chair.
Is there anyone else? Are you done? Wait, are you done?
I'm finished, thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who would like?
Yes.
All right, the chair recognizes the councilman in the third
Thank
ward.
you so much. And to the public who is watching this, I want you guys to remember this. My colleague spoke on this is a complete dictatorship that's going on up here, Councilman Pfeiffer. This is not a dictatorship. What is a dictatorship is when Public Act 436 came into the city of Flint, and the emergency manager came and took over the city of Flint and stole our assets and stole and bust the unions up. That's the dictatorship that we need to be discussing if we want to talk about a dictatorship here on this city councilman, not whether somebody was in order or out of order. So when you talk about a dictatorship, you need to put on the agenda, let's talk about Public Act 436, because that's where your dictatorship is at. When my colleague paused and the chair thought she was done, if she wasn't done, and I always say this, it ain't what you say, it's how you say it. And the way you went back at her, and then you started, not just the first time, but then you got the raising your voice, and when you talk about me, I'm just talking in compassion in general. You were talking specifically to the chairperson. And then you got to raising your voice, just keep raising, and I always tell you this. It's not what you say, it's how you say what you say, and then you got to raising your voice, and you, once you got there, it wasn't no bringing you back down. And I don't think that's appropriate to be talking to the chairperson like you talking to the chairperson. And then, while I close out, let me address this issue that my colleague Pfeiffer and I
think a couple more of my colleagues talked about with the 5 votes on council, and we vote 5, Quincy vote what I think is right. I'm not fearful of what the public that oppose me think. I'm not fearful of my colleagues that continue to say I vote 5. Sometimes I vote in other ways. I vote for what I think is right. And I am not intimidated by y'all keep bringing up 5 votes, voting for 5 votes. You don't object, so you keep talking about 5 votes. I'm gonna vote for what I think is right.
Is there anyone else who would like to speak, Madam Chair? All right, the chair recognizes the councilwoman in the 4th ward.
I'm going to keep this brief because I don't have much of a voice.
Thank you.
You're welcome. The last council meeting, I almost went home to get my shooting earmuffs because it got so loud. It was out of order. The volume that came out of some of our colleagues was awful. And I heard it again tonight, and I thought I should have brought it. So yes, my colleague was out of order, and we do need to keep respectful of each other. The audience, us to you and you to us. You might not like us. I might not like anybody, some of the people on this council, but I try to be respectful of them. And that's what we ask you to do. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else that would like to speak on this issue? Anyone else? All right, with that said, I will take my time. Once again, we are going back and forth about things that are on camera, so we cannot lie about what happened. It was clear as day. I thought she was done, she paused. When she said she wasn't done, when she screamed, I simply said to her, I'm sorry, I thought you were done. But when she said, no, I'm not, and she kept screaming, at which point in time I said, please do not speak to me like that. And then she goes, don't speak to me like that. Bottom line, all the back and forth is a rudeness. It's not necessary. I stated from the beginning, I was not clear that she was not done and that it was my bad. That did not matter. The tone continued, the yelling continued. We have to watch our tone. We keep getting told that these are dumpster fire meetings. I would urge my colleagues to quit pulling up in their dumpsters and starting the fires. If you don't want a dumpster fire meeting, cut it out. Don't yell at people. Be respectful. I try to keep my tone as even as possible, and it does nothing because it's still met with all kind of shrills and screams and everything else. It's like we don't have to do it this way. Everyone can be respectful of one another. Again, Ms. Carter, I was not aware of the fact that you were not done. I thought when you paused, you were finished. I immediately apologized when you said you were not done, and that was not enough. With that said, yes, overturns the chair, no, oppose the chair. Madam Clerk, roll call.
Mr. Murphy?
No.
Ms. Priestley? No. Ms. Murphy-Carter? Yes. Ms. Burns?
Yes.
Ms. Shad?
No.
Mr. Piper?
Yes.
Ms. Worthing?
No.
Ms. Lewis?
No.
The vote is 3 yes, 5 no.
The vote is 3 yes, 5 no. That is Ms. Whiskey Carter's first warning. Mr. Jones, would you please you're back in public speaking.
How y'all doing? My name is Richard Jones, and I'm a resident of the 2nd Ward of the city of Flint. And I need like 5 minutes, man, because I want to contradict all of the BS that y'all have said up here. But I'm gonna start with the warning to the person that should have been sitting in his seat to where he would have heard Councilwoman Lewis laughing at a resident. And if Mr. Murphy is sitting next to Liddell and he heard Councilman missing in his chair, Mays, say, you're laughing, then you should have heard Ms. Liddell Lewis laughing. If you heard missing from the first chair, Councilman Mays sitting in the audience saying, "Why are you laughing?" Then you should have gave her a warning for laughing at a resident. But you gave Eric Mays a warning. Before I came here today, I was talking to some people and I was like, it might be a good day. It might not have a lot of warnings. Then I was like, fuck. Liddell Lewis might just start giving Tanya warnings. I had no idea that you was going to be giving warnings. It's very hard as an audience member not to say anything. It's really impossible. If y'all could have some leniency, y'all meetings wouldn't be prolonged like this. Now, I'm on y'all side as far as a resident going back and forth with y'all. I ain't with that. But some of these warnings is just let it go. Just keep it moving. Just something like Mr. Murphy always say. Some fights you ain't meant to fight. And some of these audience fights really ain't meant to fight. Just let them 4-5 seconds go by and keep it moving versus a 20-minute interval. And then basically, I done wasted my 3 minutes because I'm talking about this instead of what was on my mind. And what was on my mind is that if y'all can take $40 million and put it in the general fund, why y'all couldn't take $22 million and stabilize the water fund and take $15 million and help the residents with their house? That's fine. Yeah.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who wishes to address the council?
Am I free to start? I'm Tanya Jones, and I'm not a resident in Flint, but I'm here to say that everybody's watching. I have people that's in Liddell Williams Ward, and I have picked the sign, a couple of the signs. And my concern is the people of Flint. Eric Mays, I can call him, I can call Tanya Burns, I have a grandmother, I have sisters, I have kids who live in the city of Flint, and it's about the people. It's not about everybody bickering or whatever Eric Mays vote down or whatever, it's about a team. It's like playing basketball. If you don't like a person on the basketball team, guess what? We gotta work together. If you work at General Motors, work at Lear, whatever, we gotta work together to get it. It's about the people. So I'm only here, guess what? I don't have a horse in this race. But my main concern is the people. And the way it's running all last year, I've been watching. You watch it on Facebook. I got people watching it today. You know what I'm saying? And it's like people hollering. I've got a strong voice. If you hear me talk right now, I'm here. I could be doing something else. But I'm here because I'm concerned about the people. The bell always says the chair. No, it's the people. Because like you in a chair one day, guess what? You're going to be moved out the chair. So it's about, you got to be more concerned, not about a title, not about a damn title. It's about the damn people. So when it comes to enough, it's enough. The city of Flint got to worry about water, got to worry about this, that, whatever. Now we're supposed to be together as a motherfucking group. So if you want to put me out, I don't mind. Because guess what? I don't have a race. I can't even vote. But I'm here because I'm telling you, people are watching this. They watch this every day, and don't shit get done. And enough is enough. Take it how you want to take it.
Thank you. Anyone else who wishes to address the council?
Tom Pedroni, Wayne State University. Thank you, Madam Chair. Through you to President Lewis. I feel for the residents who set aside time to come to last Wednesday's meeting, only to learn that coincidentally, the 4 people in your voting block were all absent. You want us to believe without your foreknowledge. You want us to believe without your foreknowledge, while the members you opposed were all here, coincidentally. The reason you're fighting the May 7th date for the charter mandated election for a 7th Ward council person is because you know, Madam President, that if Candace Moonshot faces the voters of her ward, they will not elect her. You know that the 7th Ward will not elect her. So, like any desperate despot who despises democracy and the people's voice, you want to disenfranchise the people of the 7th Ward, silence their voice, rob them of elected representation for as long as you can, just like you've done with the 1st Ward. Because the 7th Ward, as you know, would elect a candidate who would not serve the master that you serve. And that you made sure Candace would serve before you appointed her. As before and always, you're willing to fabricate to accomplish your goal. You claim that the BLM mural, according to those who maintain the roads, would jeopardize traffic and safety. You fabricated that. You claim that you didn't walk out just before the vote when the family members of the Mitchell boys were here. We have the video of you leaving. Your denial that you did this was a fabrication. Now you want us to believe that the reason you want to delay the 7th Ward vote is because you're concerned that potential 7th Ward candidates won't have enough time to gather signatures. Well, I spent a good amount of time today speaking with multiple people in the 7th Ward, including potential candidates, and every single person I spoke with denied that there would be a problem gathering adequate signatures by January 23rd. So this, too, was a fabrication of yours in the interest of the master that you serve. Just to finish up, the charter is clear, the people of the 7th Ward are clear, you have an obligation to schedule the 7th Ward Council election at the first available opportunity, and that opportunity is May 7th.
Hello, Council. I want to piggyback on the person, Monica Galloway, 7th Ward. I want to piggyback on what the previous speaker just said. But more than anything, I want to petition Commissioner Councilman Murphy, the one who labored tirelessly over this charter that had not been revised in 50 years. I too agree with exactly what was said before, but you spent hours over that charter with the other 8 commissioners. You guys lobbied this community, you went to meeting after meeting after meeting, and the fact that the charter is very clear is disappointing to me. Now, the thing that is disappointing the most is that there was a post on Facebook. And originally, I was going to share the letter that I sent to the Bureau of Elections Regulatory Division about this council's lack of being in. Yes, and thank you for having it. But the fact that you guys are consistently going to violate the charter. And why do I say that, Commissioner Council Murphy? Because this is not about what your desire is for the 7th Ward. This is about what the charter says to you. And the law is very clear. And for the record, I'm not running for the 7th Ward. So I have no intentions whatsoever. But what I will say is the charter says as soon as possible. The president acknowledged that a soon as possible election would have been in February. And so that meant that we understood that we were out of compliance. But the other thing that this council needs to think about is as soon as possible doesn't mean if you don't do it in May, you can do it in August. It means it's as soon as possible. What does that mean? If you don't do it in May, that means the clerk's office has to put together another election in June or July, and that means the residents have to pay for another election. And if you do it in May, also the general election will fall on the primary election of the regular cycle. And so this council does not get to break the law. And I'm speaking to our appointment. I'm saying to you, appointment Candace Mouchette, our councilwoman, your vote against us will send loud and clear that you don't desire to represent us. And know for surety, and I don't mean this any kind of way, but this ward, Candace, you better make sure you choose who you gonna serve. This ward will support you as long as you support them. But a no on the election in May sends a loud message that you don't want this election to happen in a timely manner.
have always said, if there was the money to put somewhere, all you had to do was tell us and we'll vote for it. But you agreed to send $40 million to the general fund. Make it make sense. I keep telling y'all, crackers don't always crack. Wow! You gotta make this make sense. You said if there was some money anywhere, all they had to do was tell you where that money was, and you would make sure that we, the citizens of Flint, would get a doorknob, or doorbell, or socket, or roof, or windows. You and all of these five foolish sent $40 million to the general fund. Make it make sense. It doesn't. Now, we asked for that $40 million to come back to the citizens of Flint to get some windows, some doors, some roofs, all five of y'all. But you know, I keep saying, I told you, Eva, I wasn't stopping to the fat lady sing, and I still ain't singing yet, and I ain't dancing. You gotta go. And the other, and I'm so close to you, Liddell, it's pitiful. You blink an eye in the next couple of weeks, and we will be going across the street with your petition. We will. I have quite a bit. You have suffered some of the people that say don't sign, but you didn't suffer them all. And that's the truth. You can look up now, but everybody that's sitting on this board, if you do not live by the citizens of Flint, we're getting rid of you. And we ain't right my tongue, and I'm not clapping my hands. We are getting rid of you. You are taking all these bribes. Bribes come to the citizens of Flint. Right. You got 50,000, you got 300,000. Where is the doorbell? And then you got on your paper that you getting ring cameras for the citizens. Hell, I'm a citizen, where mine at? Make it make sense, because it don't. You talk a good game, but your game is real lame.
Hey, I know that.
Claire McClinton, here again, demanding, and it's not Claire McClinton. There's been conversations in the community with individuals and groups who came up with this proposal about the $16 million additional dollars in home repair and rehabilitation. Waiting to hear a motion about that. We hear a lot about but you had $40 million go to general fund. But when we said $16 million for home repair, where are we gonna get it from? The same place you got the $40 million is sent to general fund. That's where you get it from. And we stand, the Democracy Defense League stands in solidarity with the community and all those people who had input and said we do not want that money in general fund. ARPA was the #1 issue at that church event. Ashley Capital got $20 million of ARPA. Priority $20 million of ARPA. The big box 501c3s, millions of dollars in ARPA. Now, we know some of you don't hate each other. And you're talking about love and hate and all that kind of stuff. But the hate can't touch what you have for each other, can't match the hate that you have for this community. You hate this community because you don't lift a finger to put the money out here to allocate, which, by the way, we know that you have all this year to allocate. You're not fooling us. You have all 2024 to allocate the money. Why don't
have the money? Why isn't the tarps off the roofs? Tell us why. But we're not gonna sit by in silence. We're not gonna put up with it. We're participating in recalls. We're looking at court issues. I wish you would look at court issues and find the illegality of the sale of that Florida real estate firm that bought those 190 million homes. Will y'all look at that? They never notified the city that the auction was being held. You lost your right to first refusal. Y'all love to give away y'all's rights. You gave away your rights to the ARPA committee. You gave away your rights to the general fund. You gave away your rights. You didn't even demand that Deb Cherry bring you that auction. You didn't do it. You don't want the seat, get up and leave.
Is there anyone else who'd like to speak during public speaking?
Absolutely. Jasmine McKinney, a proud member of the Fifth Ward. That's my council person right there. The two of them. Voted for her, and that's my council person. And I'll vote for her every time. So, I wasn't going to say anything because everybody said what needed to be said, but I'm here because I find it very ironic that we're quoting Dr. King. So I'm going to spend some time on Dr. King right now and his dream, and it wasn't you. So, you lied multiple times. The last time I was actually at this podium, I asked all of you to remove her from the meeting for touching me, a violation of my body, unwanted, unwarranted. Did she hurt me? No. But she touched me. And she has consistently lied to everyone up here and everyone that sits in these chairs about what occurred on that day. But she sits today, the white liberal, to quote Dr. Martin Luther King, who we honor because he was murdered.
From one of you.
Murdered. I'm not saying you killed him, but he was murdered. Okay? Murdered. His house was firebombed multiple times. And no one stood behind him. And I bet you, that if we had, and sometimes I wish I did, have a phone to heaven, and we could call him up, and he was watching what you have done on this council, he would not be proud that you are quoting him on this day. And to the rest of you who stood by and did not remove her from that meeting, and who have consistently sat here and allowed her to lie about touching my body, shame on you, especially those of you who share my color. And those of you who don't, that look at me with disgust but came to my father's funeral to offer condolences, shame on you too. Shame on you all. Shame on the way you use the rules, the charter, with the help of this man right here that walked away. Shame on you. Shame. You can do better. Do it. You told me I could say nothing. But this woman has worked tirelessly and continues to for the betterment of this community. And you should never cut off your elders. And you won't cut me off because I'm cutting myself off. I am done.
Thank you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, my name is Rose Marlowe, I'm a resident of the First Ward. First, I want to speak again about the First Ward not having a council person. I feel like what was done to Eric Mays was totally unfair. I've spoken before here about you guys arguing among each other, disrespecting each other, and I'm not saying everybody, but the way you disrespect the residents, how can you sit and try and put the residents out for speaking? That's freedom of speech. I was running late tonight because I was debating on if I was going to come. I said, I can watch this online and do my homework. But then I was like, nope, I'm gonna come down here. Because if I don't come down here and complain, who's gonna listen? I'm putting it in writing. I put a lot of stuff in writing. I'm helping with the recall of Dale Lewis. I'm gonna help with all of the recall of everybody that needs to go. When I relocated back to this city, I cried because of the way it looks. The city looks like shit. Yes, we're working on downtown, and I'm gonna play both sides with that one. I understand the reason why we're working downtown, because we got tourists and visitors coming. And I don't wanna be embarrassed, so I'm not gonna say anything about that. But it's a thing called multitasking. It's enough damn citizens, and well, I'm not gonna say citizens, employees for the city of Flint that can multitask and do two things at one time. You can work on downtown and work on these other wards. The wards are gonna have to work together, because I feel like the city has forgotten about us. We had a councilman, whether y'all like him or not, there's a lot of people that like him from the different wards. The second thing I want to speak about is, a lot of the residents, when I drive through the city, everybody's making jokes about calling it the Blue City because of all the targets. Metro Community Development, Habitat, Humanity, and G-Card, I call them constantly trying to help residents. They told me they don't know why the city keeps telling us to call them, because the city is not giving them $1. They're waiting, they said they're waiting on the money. They said they have applications, but there's problems, there's questions that need to be answered. And there was organizations that came up here and got the questions worked out or answered your questions. So I don't know if you guys can speak on that tonight, because I know it's not on, from what I can see, that you guys are gonna speak on them receiving money or when they're gonna receive the money. They said, to my understanding, it was allocated, but they just haven't received it because some questions need to be answered. So my thing is, what questions need to be answered, because I will help get the damn answers and bring them in myself if I have to, because people can't wait. We were blessed not to have snow, but it's coming. Yep. So this is the time to try and help as many residents we can with furnaces and roofs so their roof won't cave in. 2024 is a different year. I'm gonna keep praying for the council, whether I agree with you or not. I've asked you guys to agree to disagree, and let's just respect each other and move on and do what's in the best interest of the residents. Thank you.
Good evening, City Council. I'm very frightened. Look at all the police that are here. Why are they here? Why are they here? Who's going to protect me? If somebody up here gets angry, or if you say something, or I say something, if you say something that frightens me, and I react, will I be arrested? I'm 80 years old. I've just finished treatment for cancer. I had a CT test today, but I have to be here because money, 96 million, came into Flint for tarps, and somebody on the council, the 5, they have benefited from that. How do we restore integrity when the city attorney calls the police on us and black women are arrested here? How do we come down here in the dark alone and feel safe when 5 people here threatens us? I'm practicing democracy by speaking and going into the streets and getting signatures. It's my responsibility, if I object to what you do according to democracy, is not be frightened that you won't attack me by having me from where you're sitting now, or have the police come and do whatever they want to do.
because the city attorney, of all people, called the police on us. What are we doing here? Restore Mr. Mays. Restore Mr. Mays. He's a council person. But we have been appreciating for the longest time because you don't like him and he's maybe smarter than some of you.
That's right.
You are angry with him, and that's how you treat. That's little children. We don't teach our children to do things like that. We want integrity restored. We want our city restored. We want all that ARPA money, not to go to your not-for-profit that you just created. And we have to have tarps on our houses. Ms. Biggs asked for a doorknob. There's no money for a doorknob. I mean, it's absolutely insulting. And I leave you with the fear. How many more police are gonna come tonight? Who's protecting us? Who's on our side? Will I be attacked for practicing democracy tonight from you or from the police?
Thank you. Is there anyone else who would like to speak during public speaking? Is there anyone else who would like to speak?
Thank you was sincere. I really do, because you're my counsel.
Yes, ma'am, it is. Is there anyone else who would like to speak during public speaking?
How y'all doing? Y'all doing all right? I just want to know from each and every one in council, we got $96 million, and we ain't nothing got done. The old folks can't call the police. They're getting tied up. When y'all gonna do something? I just want to know when y'all gonna do something. I got these reports in my hand. Just left the police department. Me and Mr. Mays were talking about this almost 2.5 years. Nothing been done. I know who shot my house. I know who broke in my house. Got cameras. Nothing being done. Nothing being done. Where the police? We see more state police. We see more state police than Flint police. This is ridiculous. What we gonna do? We need to veto all y'all. Because apparently y'all don't live in the city. Because y'all don't care. Our seniors are scared to go to high school. They're scared to go to high school. Scared to go to Mr. B's. Scared to go to Walmart. I called the police 3 weeks ago. They came 5 hours later. I said they over here tearing the siding off these people's house. 2 doors from another on the Earth Street. Didn't do nothing. Then land bank gonna turn around. Well, we got a house for sale down the street. Y'all gonna hold it up. $10,000 the federal government paying land bank to maintain these houses. Get these houses up. Thank you. Get these houses up. Yeah, I know about that. That's wrong. That's why the neighborhood ain't nothing. Can't walk nowhere. You get your mother and father 80 years old, you can't even walk to the corner without listening to them. Pop, 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 pop. What? It ain't New Year's. Me and the councilman was at the scene of a crime, a shooting. My Morrison steak came. Flint walked up like it was a birthday party, y'all. Whoa! Am I right, Miss Lou? Yeah, that could have been my mother. Could have been my father. But it was somebody else that they done constantly broke in this lady's house. And ain't nothing getting done. That whole block. Whole block. Then y'all talking about doing stuff? Do something that matters. 96 million. And all y'all brought us some tarps. Y'all stealing from the city. Y'all gonna get caught.
My name is Lawan, and I don't normally get up and speak in front of people, but I'm here because my 11-year-old daughter came to the meeting on the 3rd because she had something to say.
She was asked to write a paper in school, and she wrote about this freaking city council that don't know how to respect each other. The kids are in school arguing and fighting, and when they get in trouble, they say, well, the city council do it and don't nothing happen. I think y'all need to get together. Right now, my daughter and 7 other kids is watching this live. And if y'all can't get together, what y'all expect for these fucking kids in school to do? Now, I don't get up and speak, but y'all mess with my child's life. And if y'all can't get it together, I'm gonna make sure it get done, one way or the other. Take it how you want.
My name is A.C. Dumas, and I'm a lifelong resident of the city of Flint. I was raised in the 7th Ward. I own property in the 7th Ward. My mom's house, where she passed away a few years ago, in the 7th Ward. How dare Eva Worthy, who lips drip with the implication of nullification out of her mouth about the late Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King, Jr. Let me tell you some of the things that Martin did say. I'm glad you're looking at me because I can look at you too. Listen to what he said. Dr. King said, we shall overcome, because Carlisle is right. You don't even know who Carlisle is, so I won't give you a teacher in education right. I don't have that much time. He said, no lie can live forever. That's right. That's what Dr. Martin Luther King said in that portion. This is the one, this famous one. Truth crushed to the ground shall rise again. I'm sorry, Miss Priestley. But it don't matter what you do, Mr. Murphy, because truth crushed to the ground. You have crushed the truth of the people to the ground, but it shall rise again. And it doesn't matter who you are. When I say what I say what I say. And I mean what I say. I didn't vote for none of you up there. I'm in the 2nd Ward. See how disrespectful that is, Mr. Murphy? But anyway, I didn't vote for you, I voted for me. Hey. Now they wish they had voted for me. Miss Lewis, I didn't vote for you. They forced me in your ward. You don't come down to the area where I live in the 2nd Ward. So I'm standing with the people. Because the people are standing on the truth. And truth that is crushed to the ground shall rise again. And all of God's shells are living. Hey!
All right, now it's time for council response. Is there anyone who would like to speak? The council recognizes the chair recognizes the councilman.
Thank you, Madam Chair. First, I would like to thank all of the public speakers. Thank you for your input. Thank you for being engaged in the process. We shall overcome. That's right. We shall overcome. Oh yeah. We shall overcome. I've heard everything that all of you have come forth to bring us. And the one thing that I got out of all of the messages is the ARPA funds. And that 40.5 million that went into the general fund. The ARPA funds, they were sent here for the community, for the people.
Rescue the people.
And the primary objective of the ARPA funds is to provide relief and support to individuals, to families, to businesses, and communities that have been adversely affected by the pandemic. One crucial aspect of the ARPA is its focus on addressing disparities and meeting the needs of underserved communities such as Flint, Michigan. So when we think about that $40.5 million, we need to prioritize the residents. And I want to reconsider the motion, Madam Clerk.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who would like to speak?
Madam Chair, I would like to,
Yep, the chair recognizes the councilwoman in the 6th Ward.
I would like to reconsider the motion for the $40 million, resolution 230464.
What's your point?
Are we in, public response?
Yes.
And then we go into, the business of the city of Flint?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Madam Chair, can I get my 6 seconds back?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
When you talk, I'll just add.
Okay. Thank you, Madam Clerk. So you were ruling on that you asked for a second or?
No, you just have to make it known.
Okay.
For it to be on the agenda.
Okay, all right, thank you. We don't have a lot of time, so I want to be very thankful for all the speakers, and we cannot and we will not have enough time. But I want to be very clear for the Ward 7. It's not what we want, in our opinion, to do for the election with the appointment position. It is what the city charter states. It's not our personal opinion. And to me, it is bypassing. This should have been done December 18th, December 20th, January 3rd, and then now today. This is ridiculous. This is a disenfranchisement of the voters of the 7th Ward. But I'm gonna tell you what, they gotta keep each other in office. When you got resolutions up here, some of them got 300,000, 50,000, they need each other vote to pass them. They got to be here and keep who they need to pass their resolution for their own nonprofits that they originated and their names under their articles of incorporation. Residents ain't got a shingle put on the roof, more or less a furnace, but they taking care of each other. Notice Metcalf is not here. Why? Because the police has been weaponized against the residents and against the council. Wow. He has been removed from his duty from these council chambers because Councilwoman Lewis don't want him here, is what I was told. Wow. Whoa. He is not no longer in these chambers. So what if we just have 2 of the officers went out? We have more officers than here than we have on probably the north and the south side at one time. Whoa. So when we talk about what's going on in this council chambers, y'all stay woke, because it's serious up in here. And Jasmine, I'm sorry. She did hit you, and I saw it. And as Dr. King stated, it is those in our side and your side, our friends, that we need to remember them.
Is there anyone else who would like to speak?
I still have before that clock went off 6 seconds. I'm not talking to you. She excuse me. No one's talking to you, Liddell Lewis. She stated that she would add it on afterwards.
She said she would count it down on her head before you started talking. So she counted it down and then pressed her time.
First and foremost, I want to thank all of you, the public speakers, and you know, we say that a lot, to thank the public speakers, but we had there was a lot of folks that came up here and put the heart in front of the microphone. And, that's not an easy thing to do. So I commend you, I appreciate you coming down. You can't touch on everything. But a few meetings ago, I think Ms. McClinton, I made a comment to you about the ARPA, or about the ARPA funds already being gone. That was a true statement. The ARPA funds are gone. They are in the general fund, never see the light of day again. And nobody wants to hear that. I'm speaking the truth. The truth is hard to swallow. I knew it back then. And then some people want to, why did you vote for the $300 water bill credit? Because I knew that was the only money that was going to ever have a chance to help the community.
That didn't help nobody.
That is true to this day. That is the only money that this community has seen.
People got that money on Monday and got their water turned off Tuesday.
The ARPA funds, we can make reconsider motion and have that debate. There's not 6 that's going to vote for it. It's going to be 3 yes, 5 no. Just being honest. The Rich Jones, the way that warnings are being put out, you in this room, you're going to get a warning for wearing orange. You get seen, you're going to get a warning the way that they've given out warnings. That's the way that they roll.
Thank you. The chair recognizes the councilwoman in the ninth ward.
Thank you. I really don't have a lot to say, but I'm absolutely 100% going to once again state I have never touched Jasmine. And in fact, she hit me. Witnesses from administration. So, how disgusting that one would come in here and accuse me of something that did not happen.
You a fucking lie.
Well, that says everything right there. Thank you.
Yeah, that you're a fucking liar. You lying ass bitch. You lying ass bitch. Record me.
Do not approach.
She touched y'all and then lie and say you touched her. That's the epitome of white privilege.
You don't know about your phone.
You lied, and I saved her for her children. And I did not file a police report because you are a mother and everything.
Jasmine.
You are a liar.
You know it takes a lot to fire that woman up. You already know. That's not no natural behavior. That's not natural for her. That's not natural for her.
I don't know what's going to happen when I'm gone in May, but
We're going to start the clock back over at 1 minute. Davina, you have to start the clock back at 1 minute.
What? Where she can gaslight us?
Mr. Mitchell.
Ma'am.
Stop yelling now. Stop yelling now. Okay, go ahead, Ms. Corbett.
But I honestly do not see the city moving forward if we do not have 5 votes of reason. And in that case, why stay and be here for this? This is not something that we as a city should be proud of. The screaming, the swearing, the insults. Intelligent people do not need to insult one another in order to get their point across. So, I'm not going to insult anyone. I have no reason to. resident was, had no clue. Wouldn't recognize her in a crowd. I don't know what happened there, but she's obviously angry. But I did nothing. Honestly, this is just sickening. I hope this city moves on and goes forward, but I don't think it will.
I thank you for that. Is there anyone else who would like to speak during council response? The chair recognizes the councilman in the third ward.
Thank you. I would like to thank all the speakers who spoke. You guys said some interesting concerning things. I was taking notes while you guys were speaking. Let me speak on my behalf for Wednesday when some of us didn't show up. I showed up, I think it was 5:07 or something. I was in the basement. When I was in the basement and was pulled in, I heard that the meeting had got adjourned. So instead of me getting on the elevator and coming all the way up, I saw people leaving out, and I was told that the meeting had been adjourned, which was kind of odd to me that the meeting went so fast, because I thought we had a 4:45 special city council meeting that was called by my colleagues. What I asked my colleagues to do prior to y'all setting a special city council meeting, which I think is important, is that you guys reach out to us or just make sure we available to be here. I was never notified. I did find out about it, but I had an appointment that I had to be at, and my appointment ran a little longer than I anticipated. But when they call special city council meetings, not necessarily do they really reach out to us. They just call them and just assume we all just be.
What's your point? What's your request?
To the speaker,
Wait one second, I'm sorry.
Do you have chair?
I'm sorry. Can you put it back in 50 seconds?
It was 30, it went 50. It was less than that. But we think that's 13. Somebody go get Mace.
Davina, can you put it back in 50 seconds?
It was 50. It was like, it don't matter. He done it again. Give him a minute. It don't matter.
Okay, go ahead with your request.
Through you, Madam Chair, to the speaker, is it true that we don't get notice, but we show up for meetings that we don't get a notice for? That meeting was 5 days given notice, properly set, and given notice for.
Proceed, Mr. Murphy.
Yeah, thank you very much. And then I wanted to speak on Monica Galloway that talked about the city charter being violated. But once again, Monica Galloway, I'm not sure if you're still here. When you were city council, we got in section 7104 Revenue Estimation Commission that the commission was supposed to be appointed up under y'all leadership. So don't come and cherry pick what you think we are violating in the charter, because y'all was violating the charter when you was on city council too. And I don't mind setting a special election, whatever. But let's do some homework and let's talk about what y'all violated when you was on charter. And then let me talk about AC Dumas that brought up my name. For over 30 years, over $1 billion that came into the city of Flint, and there's people that look like us been in position, and when you look at our community,
Is there anyone else who would like to speak during council response? The chair recognizes the councilman in the second ward.
Thank you, Madam Chair. It is very disheartening that we have people colleagues that say things, and they look forward to the residents not going back and playing the tape. I just encourage the residents, do your own research, do your own digging. Play back these tapes so you can hear exactly what was said and what was not said. I'm sorry to hear that that role is deciding to, participate in my recall. Well, after we, she wanted to work with me, and we had a conversation and half of brings about the direction of the north side, specifically the first ward. So, but it is definitely her constitutional right, so I definitely wish her well. We need to make sure that we are staying focused on the main thing. And the main thing when we get here is to deal with these resolutions. We keep hearing council people go over the same untrue talking points. We hear council people saying, let people yell out. None of that is conducive to getting this business done. And I'm sorry that the young lady back there, that her daughter came and business didn't take place. Unfortunately, residents were sick. Not residents, but we had council that were sick and went out of town on business. But it is our goal, my goal, to be a role model to the youth. And that's why I go to various schools.
She's watching now.
I'm out in the community, and we know one another. And so, and I work that hard to make sure everyone is okay, and including you. So, I just want to make sure that we're here to do the business. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else that would like to respond during council response? Anyone else? No? All right, with that said, I will accept the motion to adopt the consent agenda.
I move to, adopt the consent agenda, resolution 230459, to purchase 27 parcels of land bank, Flint Police and Fire Training Center. The, resolution 230460, governmentjobs.com, the human resources related software contract extension. Resolution 240000, assistance to city of Flint residents, foreclosure and possible eviction. And, appointment 230467, reappointment for Human Relations Commission, Holly Wilson. With any separation.
Madam Chair,
All right, it's been moved and properly supported. Roll call on first. I'm sorry. Any separations?
Yes.
The chair recognizes.
Thank you. I would like to separate 240000, the assistance for the city of Flint residents, foreclosure and possible eviction.
Is that all?
Yes.
Okay. I am not the
Separate 230460.
Are there more separations?
Madam Chair.
Yes, I'm going to.
That's okay, I was thinking.
Okay. All right, are there more separations? Then the consent agenda will include 230459 and 230467. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Ms. Priestley?
Yes.
Ms. Carter?
Yes.
Ms. Burns?
Yes.
Ms. Jeff?
Oh, yes.
Mr. Piper?
Yes.
Ms. Worthing?
Yes.
Ms. Lewis?
Yes.
Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
The vote is 8 yes, no no.
The vote is 8 yes, 0 no, that consent agenda is moved. In regard to resolution 230460, is there a motion?
Madam Clerk,
Councilman Burke.
I make a motion to, put that back to finance.
There's been a motion to put 230460 governmentjobs.com back in finance.
Support.
And it has been moved and properly supported.
Sure.
Councilman Burke.
Yeah, I don't, I think ultimately I will support this, but I think the resolution needs to be redrafted because the ARPA account no longer has So that's why I want to go back to finance.
And thank you. Anyone else would like to speak on resolution 20460?
Madam Chair.
The council.
I think I heard Councilman Murphy first.
Go ahead.
Thank you, and I do support that, sending it back, because we no longer have guidelines or boundaries. Our stipulation guidelines have been removed because that money has been transferred to the general fund. And because we did not have council meetings, we did have council meetings, which have been scheduled for over a year. On the 18th, we did have a properly scheduled December 20th meeting, which I did attend. Then we had a January 3rd meeting, which I attended. And we now have to make our resolutions reflect the fact that 40 million went to the general fund. It is no longer has the guidelines, and no longer has to be spent according to what the Department of Treasury has stipulated. It's supposed to be this 45-day holding period or cycle. I don't trust it. I don't support it. It gives too much freedom to do what they want. And as some of my colleagues had stated, who had a resolution, oh, we don't get our money, and gave a thumbs up. So many of them. So I do, with all of these, to you, Madam Chair, to the clerk, any of our resolutions that have ARPA, we really need to, I think, like Councilman Pfeiffer states, relook at them so that they come out of a different account number, also that it's going to come out of. Is that correct?
Yes, it was my understanding that, a lot of the ARPA resolutions needed to be redone to correct the account numbers. And that information was supposed to be provided.
Okay, and so with that said, we're gonna run into any problem because colleagues did not show up, colleagues did not stay. They didn't even call the council to order on December the 18th. The president of Flint City Council, Adele Lewis, left and went home. Never called the meeting to order. Never called it to order. This is the president. She didn't call it to order. So because we didn't have those meetings, we are now doing the work that should have done last year. Last year. So we are behind, and so this is gonna put us further behind because they didn't do the job. They didn't show up, they left. They all got on the elevator and went. And so now we need to make sure all of our agendas that are still reflecting 2023, that it reflects 2024. What is that? Is Mr. Moore here? We have another round. I'll wait for the next round. Mr. Moore, I'll wait till the next round.
All right, is there anyone else who would like to speak on this?
Yes.
Councilman Murphy?
Through you to Mr. Moore or Emily Gore or Clyde Evans, I'm not sure who can answer this question. Because this money is coming out of ARPA funding, the revenue replacement. Is the account correct for us, because I see the account number on here. Is this account that's on this resolution, is this the correct account that draws the money from the ARPA funds that you guys are requesting correct on this resolution?
That account number will be changing, I believe I just did that to.
I can't hardly hear you.
I'm sorry. I just gave that account, the account number to Councilmember Priestley.
So we need to make an amendment to this resolution?
That's correct.
To put the correct account?
Yes, sir.
Yes, I would like to move.
No.
I would like to make an amendment to this resolution to add account number 01-270-278-738 to replace account number 287-738.000. That's it. I would like to make it.
Councilman Murphy, can you repeat your
Okay, let me repeat it one more time. I would like to make an amended motion to this resolution to correct the account number. The new account number is 01-270-278-738. Also moved.
Support.
All right, there is a motion on the floor to make this 230-460.1 and to change the account number so that it properly reflects the account in which the money will come out of, and it is been moved and properly supported. Any discussion?
Madam Chair,
Mr. Frank.
it's not just the account number, the whole verbiage in the resolution states for ARPA-funded human resources related software. Whereas Flint City Council allocated Flint for American Rescue Fund stuff. The whole resolution, resolution for the staff review states ARPA funding. It's not just the account numbers. If it was just the account number, I would have made that motion. That's the whole writing of it. Through you, Madam Chair, to Mr. Moore.
Mr. Moore?
Mr. Moore, just to be clear, the money has already been transferred, is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, thank you, that's all. The whole resolution states that Ernst & Young is to review it. That's not in existence anymore. The whole thing needs to be scratched and redone.
Mr. Mays, can you please refrain from talking up here?
Point of order.
Yes.
I'm allowed to state a point of order.
Go ahead, what's your point?
We have a suspended member of council walking around, talking with members and walking, just generally walking and speaking, and he should be seated just like anyone else.
Thank you. Mr. Mays, would you please?
Yeah.
Members are people who have the right to walk around.
Now y'all gonna stop me from walking the $1 million man.
Thank you. All right,
Mr. Eddie Smith, through you, Mr. Smith.
Yeah, Mr. Smith?
Oh my God, there he is, Kingfish.
And just to be clear, Mr. Smith, we've spoken about, having human review HR software and implementing that. So I support this in what you're trying to do. I'm just saying that if we want to keep our I's dotted, T's crossed, this really should be thrown away. I mean, just being honest with you, this resolution doesn't outline anything of the, now that the ARPA dollars are gone. So that's my only thing, is I don't want to do something, just change the account number on the whole thing. States ARPA funded human resources related software. That's so has nothing to do with, and I support this, but I think just changing the account number, we're not really doing business in the city. So I will yield the rest of my time to my colleagues, but at this point, I will support just doing the amendment motion.
Is there anyone else who would like to speak on this amended motion?
Yeah, Madam Chair.
Did you recognize the councilman in support?
Yeah, and this is to, Mr. Moore.
Mr. Moore?
Yeah. Mr. Moore, I'm gonna talk while you're walking.
And I see here that this is, revenue replacement, in which that $40.5 million was transferred into the general fund. My question to you, and I want that to be reconsidered. But can you tell us, have you guys already started moving that money? And I'm seeing by this resolution, you're trying to move some of that money.
What's the matter with me?
Go ahead, speak, Mr. Moore.
If you're asking if we've moved the money to the general fund, the answer is yes.
Wow.
Okay, and you started, what about, did you already apply for the funds?
The form that we will have to complete for that, we received this afternoon, and that will be submitted tomorrow.
Wow. That was quick.
So the money has already gone into effect. We've already started spending this money that has already gone into the general fund.
We have not spent any of the money since we required city council permission and authorization to spend it. But we have moved the funds through the general fund.
Up to 75,000, but this resolution right here, I'm talking. I don't need you sitting there huffing and puffing. This is my time. So this resolution here is intended for that money, right?
That we'll be using the funds that we transferred from the ARPA to the general fund to fund that.
Oh, okay.
Software.
All right. And I just wanted you to say that on the record.
Okay.
So to residents, that $40.5 million that was transferred into the general fund, see, this is what's happening. They're trying to spend it right now. They're trying to spend it, disregarding what the residents need.
Wow.
I will not be voting for this at all. I'll be voting no to whatever this is. Because, you know what? I didn't even vote yes to move that money. Because we needed to put more money into home improvement for the residents. This is ridiculous. So now you want to move some of that money. See, this is why I voted no. This is why Pfeiffer, this is why I voted no for that $40.5 million. This is exactly. Thank you, Mr. Moore. I'm done.
Is there anyone else who would like to speak? Okay, Mr. Chair recognizes Councilman in third ward.
You said a councilman who?
In the third ward?
Oh,
That's not you.
okay.
Oh, third ward.
So, to the residents that's listening to this that's taking place, when we move the money to the ARPA funding to the general funds, the money is, we put restrictions on the ARPA funds that it can only be used for ARPA activities.
Well, please, can you pause the time? I'm gonna ask the audience to please stay in order. Please stop yelling out. Go ahead, Mr. Murphy.
Thank you. So this resolution to those who are critical thinkers that really understand policy know that when they get moved to general funds, it still got to come before city council. So even though it's moved to general funds, regardless of what people think, it got to come before city council to be approved. The mayor's office and administration always had revenue replacement funds earmarked to help offset revenue replacement. So there was always going to be a time that the mayor and administration was going to come before council to ask for money to help with administration and general operational through the revenue replacement. And based on my colleague, we got $13 million left in revenue replacement. So this revenue replacement that was already earmarked in the ARPA funds is coming before city council. So I wouldn't take the American Rescue Plan off, because some of our colleagues is putting an optic out there to make people believe that the ARPA funds is gone because we moved it to general funds, and that's not true. That's not happening.
Please stop the time.
So, to Eddie, my question to you is, in your opinion, and I want to support you, and is this account in this resolution, and I'm sure you looked at it, that's coming from ARPA dollars, do you think that this is in the right format for us to vote on it, as long as we change the account that is on this resolution?
I didn't get the information about what the funds are going to be used for. I think it's in the right format. If there's something missing, let me know. I don't have a problem, taking another look at the resolution, or the verbiage in there. But the main point here is that the funds are aimed at supporting a program for updating our complete HRIS system and completing our onboarding process, that whole process, figuring out and making sense. What we're talking about here, I think, is a funding issue, and I think you asked the right person, Mr. Moore, not myself. But I can tell you that the funds for this, regardless of where it comes from, in the end, this is designed to help a program that brings us up into not only our onboarding, our payroll systems, our complete human resource process for the next 3 years. Wow! And that's what it's designed to do. I'm not, and you guys know this, I don't know, blow smoke if you're not telling me stories. I am not the mathematician, nor am I the finance person, but I know the program itself is solid. And the program itself, we got the best deal for a money deal program that we could possibly get. It's a program used by Detroit City, Grand Rapids, and 6,000 other municipalities and educational systems, because it's the best program that will take us way into the future. It'll get us out of processing paperwork, pencil, and pen, and that's what we're doing. It'll help us with our recruitment process, our retention process, our employee period.
Okay, thank you, because I only got 30 seconds left. I'll be voting yes for the amendment and the account number. I'll be voting no to send this back to finance, and I'll be voting yes to move this to council so that we can try to get this done. So if the majority of us can get this done for you, Eddie, we appreciate the work that you're doing, and we'll do what we can to try to help you move this forward. Thank you.
Is there anyone else who would like to speak on this amendment?
Madam Chair.
Councilwoman Burns.
Thank you. Mr. Moore, oh, there you go. Okay, the money that has been transferred, is it now in a 45-day holding? Because that's what you stated at our last meeting. Or we have to kind of let it sit there.
Right. The plan is all along has been to follow the same process that we've always used for allocating the funds. And so.
But there's no guideline or stipulations on it. It's just in the general fund right now until 45 days.
Right, and then we'll follow the guidance that Mr. Pfeiffer had in his amendment at the last time that we voted on this. We'll be having it designated as the ARPA.
Okay, so right now, we're in that 45-day holding period.
Right.
That there's no guideline on
the guidelines
other than coming to council to approve our normal check and balance.
Right, the guidelines that we've been following have been following the same process that we have for ARPA funds previously.
But once it's moved to general fund, it's not attached.
Well,
general fund is not ARPA, that is not even the same account.
But that doesn't mean that our assumption has been that this board would want to have the same oversight that.
But we're not talking about board, we're talking about where is it written for this. There's nothing written with this 45-day hold period, because as we stated and we went into talk, 45 days, we need to make sure that the Department of Treasury, that it doesn't look like we're moving the money from the ARPA fund over to the general fund before we spend. We had that conversation, it's on video.
If you look at the account number that was changed, the 101-270, then 287, that 287 means that it's ARPA funds that we're using.
Okay,
we're
but
doing that so that you can track.
And I get that, because my colleagues are quick to try to tell people what is, they're not being truthful. Right now, this is not an ARPA account. And Mr. Smith, I support getting the software, but you cannot send something up in an incorrect format, because my colleagues didn't show up for work on December 18th, December 20th, and then January 3rd. So if they had showed up, then your resolution would have been correct. Because, you know, we wouldn't have had these problems. They had showed up, but they didn't show up. So those 5 who walked out did not call the council meeting to order on the 18th. Then we have to come back on the 20th. We're doing this work now. This is not formatted correctly. And with you, I read your resume, and it's that length. We need a very impressive one at that. We need to make sure we're sending stuff out. This is fly by night. This is just not, and it's not saying you. It's just saying have it done and prepared for the next one, because our what's in here 1, 2, 3, 4, is it 4 or 5 times on this resolution 230460, and then just changing the account. We need to do it properly. This is not properly formatted. It's just not. So did you also get the amount, since we moved the general, we put the ARPA money, the idea was, hey, we're gonna get $250,000 and we move $40 million over to the general fund, which I thought was ludicrous and absolutely did not vote for it. Because we do not have any guidelines on this, and they will try to sit here and tell you, other than council has the right to vote it up or vote it down. That's it. And you can use up to $75,000 100 times if you want to. They can do $75,000 or $74,999, 20 times, 30 times, and it don't have to come to council for approval.
Whoa.
Period. It does not have to be approved by council. So, how much are we getting back when we were told we would get $250,000 if we give the $40 million or transfer the $40 million? Do we know the amount yet?
The amount of the bonus, we don't know what that is yet.
We still don't know.
No.
And they still quick to move all this money. But you got two people up here who got resolutions that they're affiliated with from ARPA. I don't know how that's gonna come back up. 50,000, 300,000 is another one, 50,000. So I don't know how that's gonna come back up. How that, I can tell you what, blight is under, that budget was moved underneath the mayor's, and we had a lot of blight resolutions. Blight is under the mayor's budget. It was moved, I believe, in 2020. And a lot of these are coming up under blight as they are coming up. This, I would be voting no, because this needs to be formatted correctly.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who would like to speak in this round? Anyone else who would like to speak in this round? The chair recognizes Councilwoman in the 4th Ward.
Through you to the city attorney, can you tell me, with the change of the account numbers, does the resolution still need to be sent back for a further amending, or is just changing the account numbers on the
Let me look at the resolution again really quickly.
the ARPA and
Yeah, in this resolution for the ARPA software, for this ARPA funded software.
It's 230460.
Yeah, for 230460, the controlling parts of this resolution are the part that starts with the funds will come from the following accounts. And the authorization in the paragraph after that by this council to use the funds for the stated purposes. So, it would seem to me that the change the account number to the ones that were identified by finance, basically gives the direction to finance as to where the specified amount of funds can be taken from and what they can be used for. Everything before that paragraph is essentially it's I don't want to say necessarily window dressing, but it's essentially provide context, but it's not providing any kind of direction.
And thank you very much. I will be supporting the amendment, but I will not support sending it to finance. Thank you.
All right, is there anyone else who would like to speak on this amended motion in the first round?
Madam Chair.
The chair recognizes the councilperson in the second ward.
Thank you. This is the second round. First round, okay. So, I would like to speak. So, I would like for, I don't even need to call anyone else. So I just want to make sure that I have an understanding of what's happening. So, per the attorney, the wording on this is okay, so it's specified that we're gonna take this money that is coming from, I use this allocated funds, although this is put inside the general fund, it's in the general fund underneath the subcategory of the American Rescue Plan. Let me make sure that I'm clear. And so what we did was we took the new account number and we put it in this resolution so it'll be totally accurate and reflect where we're transferring the money. So with that being said, I would be remiss to not vote for this and also to send it to finance when we can approve it tonight. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who would like to speak on this? Is there anyone else who would like to speak on this amended motion in the first round? All right, is there anyone who would like to speak on it?
Yes, Chair.
Councilwoman Wood.
I call the question.
All right, please call the question. She called the question. Councilwoman Worthy. The question has been called. Is there any support? Dies for lack of a second.
Madam Chair.
Councilman Carter.
They don't, let's get the work of the people done. Let's get the work of the people, but they don't want to do the work. If they wanted to do the work, they've been here Wednesday when this was on the finance committee, and we could have made the changes, made it correct. So instead of that, they just want to push it through by changing the account number when the whole resolution is completely wrong.
Yeah.
This is what they do. So I'm going to do what I do. And per rule 8.2, I request that it be put in writing.
Oh, yeah. There we go.
Pause your time if you get in writing.
Pause my time. By rule, I should get the motion in writing. And I'm requesting it in writing.
Don't run now, big fella. Come on back down to the mic.
Point of order.
Yes.
The resolution is in writing. Only thing that's not, that's different from this resolution is the, account number that is changed. Just only the number. Nothing else in the resolution is being changed. The motion on the floor, that.
You use the point of order to take the vote.
You are.
Hey, Mays, what just happened?
Point of order.
What's your point?
Okay, so So, the councilman in the 8th Ward wants his time stopped. So what should be happening right now since he wanted it in writing? Somebody's going to type it up? What needs to happen right now?
Go get Mays, he knows.
Attorney Campbell.
Don't run now, Murphy.
Yes.
Yeah, he's asking for his time to be paused until it can be put in writing.
Pausing the time would be up to your decision as the chair, but he does have the right to request that the resolution be placed into writing.
There you go. You hear me?
But there's nothing in that that would require the chair to pause the meeting, pause his time of the meeting, while that was being put into writing. It could be put into writing like,
Checkmate.
you know, the clerk or this, if you can't written like, you know, the changes can be done in handwritten and photocopied and passed out.
They paying chess with our money, please.
Alright, who would be
You got
going to
check.
hand writing for us? Attorney Campbell.
Point of order.
What's your point?
Will it be possible, since the only amendment that we're making to this is just a numerical change? So we write the number down?
No, it needs to be revised. Right. It needs to be revised. And you know this, lady.
Audience, please.
Okay, so is it possible to table resolution number, it's possible to table resolution number 230-460 until it is amended?
It is,
It'll
but
be
you
right.
have the floor. And it is, you know, I'm sorry, he has the floor.
You said he has the floor? Okay, well, we're not stopping time. That's not.
Look at what the? There she goes again, Mays.
Well, that is time up.
Alright, hold on. So, Mr. Clark, what we will do is we will get that in writing for you, but we will not stop time. There is an option for them to say what we can get it in writing. So if you want to make that motion.
Oh, my God.
Alright, so can we start his time?
See, they're gonna start my time, and then they're gonna call the question again, until it gets seconded, like, my request. Yep, I got it. They don't wanna stop the clock and give you what I asked for. They wanna continue on so that the rules can be bypassed. Right. Because we shouldn't even be debating it until we get it in writing.
Yeah, that's
the rule. That's the rule. Because if this was something that they were, for, and they wanted it in writing, I promise you that clock would be at 5 minutes, 4:59 and pause. And like I said before, I am for this, but I'm not going to take a shortcut because council people don't want to show up and be lazy. And that's what this is.
Madam Chair, point of information.
What's your request for information?
Never mind, I'm going to withdraw that.
Speak into the mic, lady.
Alright, continue, Mr. Piper.
When we want to push through things, just to push through it, to say that we're getting the business of the city done. When the records are completed and somebody looks back at this resolution 5 years from now, it's going to say ARPA all over it, but not an ARPA account number. They're going to be confused as hell. We are making records for the city and for residents and for history. But when we're going to bypass it and just change the account number and not do the work because we didn't want to show up on Wednesday, this is what happens.
Checkmate.
This is what happens. The staff review says the financial implications. Still says ARPA.
Yep.
Is this a budget expenditure now that it's coming out of general fund?
Yep.
Should that be looked at? What other financial implications now that this is coming out of the general fund? If this general fund done it, we wouldn't even be here. It would have been passed already. It would probably been in the consent agenda.
Yep.
But it's, we just want a shortcut when it's things that, to be frankly honest with you, it's because one of three colleagues are not in group of five are supposed to. If somebody else would have made this exact same motion, they would have passed it already.
Oh yeah.
You want to call the question and shut down debate. You take videos of people.
Like school teacher.
The hypocrisy is fun. Hypocrisy is great. And then you give us the 270278 number. I thought that we transferred all of this stuff into the general fund, and that's not the fund that we transfer the money to. So how can we transfer and pay this from an account that we didn't? This isn't the account that we transfer the ARPA money to. Well, we're going to just take shortcuts all day today. Make shit up as we go along. And I see that our Genesee County Clerk is here this evening. Thanks for joining us. We have a very important resolution with you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who would like to, Mr. You're on the floor. Is there anyone else who would like to chair? Councilwoman Worthing.
I hear my colleague questioning the motives of other members. I wouldn't appreciate that. When you had a stroke, were you being lazy when you wouldn't come to meetings? Calling us lazy as members of the
biggest piece of shit on this council.
Never say that to a man. So don't you dare say it to me. You can't be upset. Seriously, you think you're the shit? Come out then. But you're not. No man would talk to a woman like that. No man. Please don't yell out from the audience.
She has the floor. Eva has the floor, Mr. Vice.
Okay, I'm calling a point of order on what she said.
Oh, I thought you said her point of order was out of order. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah.
No, she didn't call it point of order. She is.
I'm calling a point of order. I'm sorry. I'm calling a point of order.
Okay.
She should have said that.
Okay. Request for information. Listen, really quickly. Everybody. Ms. Worthing, refrain from speaking on this medical condition. Yes, I know what you said before that. Refrain from speaking on this medical condition and continue your report.
I would like to point out that he called me the biggest piece of shit. So, can we give him a warning for that?
Mr. Weiser, the warning of your colleague. Please continue. Please, audience, come to order. Continue, Ms. Gordon. Thank you. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
You want to take me to jail, that's fine, but my 11-year-old child is home.
Yes, ma'am, I agree. Let's be mindful of the fact that there are children doing their projects who are currently watching this. Let's watch our language. Let's watch how we speak to each other. Ms. Worthy, continue.
Thank you. So.
No.
I'll wait.
Audience, can you please come to order? Refrain from yelling out. Tamina, will you please start our time? Continue. Ms. Worthy.
The amount of hate that comes for just doing your job is insane. No one can work in these conditions, and excuse me.
Refrain from yelling out.
This is ridiculous. And the behavior of Mr. Pfeiffer and his brother to me, the woman on council, is absolutely disgusting.
Point
What's your point?
She's not being germane to changing in amending this resolution.
Proceed. And neither were you.
Point of order.
Go ahead.
Rule on. Is she being germane?
So, Mr. Pfeiffer, at the end of your speech, you were not germane either, and I did not say anything to you.
No,
Point of order.
Somebody called me to order. You would have had to. Nobody called me to order. I'm calling her to order.
Ms. Worthy, please remain germane.
of order, Madam Chair.
What is your point?
She should not
Councilwoman
be.
in 6 Ward.
Thank you. She should not be bringing up John Pfeiffer. He is not a member of this council, nor is he here in this chamber. She should not be bringing him up.
Thank you. Proceed, Ms. Worthy.
Thank you. And neither should Jasmine, who is not a member of this
Point of
council.
order. Point of order. Your point, Councilwoman in 5th Ward.
Madam Chair, please give her a warning. She should not even be bringing up that. She's not this is not, she's not relevant.
Proceed, Ms. Worthy. State your name.
Hypocrisy. Mr. Pfeiffer likes to use that word a lot, but he is the king of hypocrisy. Just delaying the business of the city. It's sad. Those who were ill and stayed home were not lazy. So shame on you for calling people who were ill. That includes myself, Ms. Priestley, and Mr. Murphy, and calling us lazy. Shame on you. And I really hope that you and your brother take lessons on how to treat women. Thank you.
Whether she's done or not, you give her a warning or I'm going to make a motion to remove you. I make a motion to remove you from chair and I.
Why did you?
There we go. Let's go. All right, Madam Chair. Call question. All right, boy. All right. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
All the questions you got to break.
Hold on. Stupid ass dumb people.
7:38 p.m. Monday, December 8th. A roll call, Madam Clerk.
That'll be the signature.
I'm sorry, got confused. You called the question,
No, she called the motion. I supported it.
called the question, is with it first.
No.
Ms. Burns?
No.
Yes.
Ms. Worthing?
Yes.
Ms. Lewis?
Yes.
Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
Ms. Priestley?
Yes.
The vote is 5 yes, 2 no.
The vote is 5 yes, 2 no. Now we move on to the vote. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Ms. Burns?
already know, now we move back into the second round of discussion on this amended motion. Councilman Murphy.
Thank you so much. I would like to call the question on amending this resolution. We got the, new resolution with the right count, so I would like to call the question.
Support. All right, the question has been called and properly supported, by me or Judy, by the councilperson in the fourth ward. Roll call, Madam Clerk. Yes.
Yes.
That was the amendment to, make 23046.0.1 to change the account. So we're now, is there a motion for 230?
Yes.
Okay.
We, point of order.
Go ahead.
This resolution is only for the amendment, so we only voting for the amendment, not to move the council yet.
So now we're voting to amend 23046.0.1, which simply changes the account number. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Ms. Worthing?
Yes.
Ms. Lewis?
Yes.
Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
Ms. Priestley?
Yes.
Mr. Carter?
No.
Ms. Burns?
I abstain because this is not it's not still properly formatted, and this resolution still has ARPA on it. So I abstain because it's not done correctly.
Ms. Michelle?
Yes.
Vote is 5 yes, 1 no, 1 abstention.
The vote is 5 yes, 1 no, 1 abstention.
Madam Chair,
Councilman Murphy?
I would like to move, 23046.0.1 to council.
There's been a motion put on the floor.
Is that an appropriate motion for this time? Because we have a motion on the floor instead of Mr. Long's.
Right, are you making an amendment motion?
I would like to call the question for the motion to move this to council.
Support. It's been moved and properly supported by the councilperson in the fourth ward. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
I'm sorry, that's the postponed tonight.
No, this is to call the question.
You voted on the call question.
No, he just did it.
Point of order.
Go ahead.
Through you to the clerk. Councilman Pfeiffer had a motion on the floor prior to us getting back to this, to move this resolution back to finance. So we gotta get rid of that motion, vote it up or vote it down. So that's what we're doing now. And
So
that's
we're
why.
calling the question for that.
Excuse me?
You're very confused, because once you amend it, that motion is not amended to amend.
So you said once we do the amendment,
This a whole,
so that's why.
But the call to question
Did
was,
you hear that, Judy?
the call to question was for the amendment, you voted on the amendment, so, and then your motion was just to move to council.
Right.
So, I don't know what the call to question is.
It shouldn't be. I was doing it right to begin with, but thank you, Ms. Priestley.
Okay.
This now I need a motion to.
Okay, so can I go back to my original motion prior to Judy doing point of order? My motion is to move 23046.0.1 to council.
And there's a motion to move 23046.0.1 to council. Is there a second? Support. It's been moved and properly supported by the councilman in the fourth ward. Is there discussion?
Yes.
Councilman Murphy.
Call for the question.
Support. All right, there's a call for question. It's been moved and properly supported by the councilman in the second ward. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Ms. Worthing?
Yes.
Ms. Lewis?
Yes.
Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
Priestley?
Yes.
Ms. Walker Gardner?
No.
Ms. Burns?
I abstain because this document is not properly formatted, and I feel it's duping or tricking the Department of Treasury.
Whoa.
The vote is 5 yes, 1 no, 1 abstention. This has been moved to council.
That was the call question.
I'm sorry, that was called a question. All right, roll call to move to council.
Ms. Lewis?
Yes.
Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
Ms. Priestley?
Yes.
Dr. Gardner?
No.
Ms. Burns?
I abstain. Again, I want to put it on record. The account number has had to be written in, and this document is not properly formatted and still states ARPA on it, and this is the one that Attorney Kim just sent me.
Oh, yeah.
Ms. Chad?
Yes.
Mr. Piper? Gardner? Ms. Worthing?
Yes.
The vote is 5 yes, 1 no, 1 abstention.
The vote is 5 yes, 1 no, 1 abstention. This has been moved to council. Moving to resolution 24000, which is assistance for the city of Flint residents foreclosure and possible evictions.
Yes. Thank you. I would like to move 24000, assistance, with the city of Flint residents foreclosures and possible eviction back to finance.
It's been moved, is there a second?
Support.
It's been moved and properly supported by the councilwoman in the second ward. Is there any discussion?
Yes.
Councilman Murphy.
Thank you. This resolution is a resolution that I've been working on for a couple of months. Finally, we got it on the agenda. This resolution came up, when those 190-something properties were, foreclosed on. Former Chief Tim Johnson was the first person who reached out to me to meet with the, new owners who, bought the property. So, eventually, the administration, myself, the owners, Michael Freeman, Amanda, we all met with the new owners. Based on what the new owners said in my research and trying to research how this happened, I was very disappointed, first of all, in how the process took place. How did one developer get 192 or 230 houses was very disturbing for me from the get-go. And I have a problem with that, how that process took place. And moving forward as a council, I think we should look at how we address that issue. And I'm not sure because it's the county. Can we do it on local level as a city council, or do we need to collaborate with the county commissioners or whatever? But that should not ever happen moving forward in the future, but it happened. They own the property, and I think based on what the owners said, they done assessed the property, they done went through the property. 90, they gave an estimate of 90 residents that were, living in homes that probably didn't have water, in the deplorable condition, and in order for them to fix the homes up, they're gonna have to relocate the residents into, either one of their other houses or somewhere else, or whatever the case is. These residents is dealing with some issues that need to be addressed, and I'm not sure what their financial situation is, so I said maybe we could try to help them with revenue replacement dollars up to $150,000, and this resolution is for $150,000. But I want to move it back to finance because I've been in talks with G-Car to serve as the fiduciaries to try to help. If the council agreed, I wanted to hear what the council input was on this resolution. Do y'all think we should try to help the residents? If not, do y'all think we should add, if we should take away? But I wanted to put it in the hands of the council to hear what you guys wanted to thought about trying to help these residents that in situations that probably could have been prevented.
But what about the 700 people? What about the 700 people?
All right.
Order.
Yes, yes.
Could you warn the resident that's speaking out, because
So,
they don't have the floor to be speaking out like that? And I'm sure they're concerned about this process, but that's out of order for them to be hollering out in the audience.
Thank you. Thank you, Councilman Murphy. Well, I will not warn you. I will ask that you please refrain from yelling out. You will have a chance to speak during the regular council meeting on it, sir. Thank you. Is there anyone else who would like to speak on this resolution?
Madam Chair.
All right.
Thank you, I'm sorry, thank you. I understand what Councilman Murphy is saying with this, but I think this needs to go back to committee. One, because you have, okay, and here's my issue with this. Yes, they need help, but this is also a legal sale that has already went through. And not just that, when we talk about the process, some of them homes they're selling already. Also, there's some of those homes, if they have tenants, well, they're not tenants because they don't have any contracts, landlord-tenant contracts, and our building and permit department will have to deal with that. And I think we need to afford to give them some time, and no one knows how much, if we give them $2,000, is that enough to help obtain ownership? Because we're really getting in the process of something that it has not really worked out with the city, nor with the owner of the properties. Are they going to buy the properties? Can they get the properties back? And building and permit, I believe, has asked to have those properties all inspected, which means if they have a tenant in them, that means they're going to have to give for each property a rental license, an inspection fee, so that's $475, and then once they go into those homes, they're going to inspect, and then they'll be flagged for everything in those homes. So can they still obtain ownership with the home that may need a roof, may need a sidewalk, or it may need a furnace, the mechanical? So I think we need to look at this a little more and have some legal advice on that. And each of these would really be a case-by-case basis, because each one has a different need. And they bought them as a bulk, they've already made their money back. You know, but we have those homes that, you know, those people are still occupied. If we can help, I get the sentiment of helping the residents, but we need to make sure we're doing it in a legal way to make sure that that money's gonna go to that. And what is this owner, because they own the homes. They own them, they do whatever they want with them homes. And so we're giving them $2,000, we need to make sure it's a ownership and not just giving it to legal services. This isn't a clear path to show what's really gonna happen with that money. And we do know that those homes already have violations according to our building and code permit. So I think, you know, I'm gonna support this being standing committee, and it needs some work. And we also need to be speaking with that owner to see what is the intent to bring those properties up to code.
Thank you, Councilwoman Burns. Is there anyone else who would like to speak?
Yes, Madam Chair.
Chair recognizes Councilwoman in the fifth ward.
Yeah, I said from the beginning when we first got this resolution, I said that we really need to work on this resolution. And I'm just not sure that we should be sending money to legal services of Eastern Michigan. Our residents need help. They would need the.
What's the request?
Through you to the speaker, are you aware that this resolution is not sending money to legal services?
Yes, it is. It says, this resolution says work with legal services of Eastern Michigan to help with, yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm glad you, pointed that out.
Yeah.
That's all. Thank you.
Yeah, remember we talked about this. And so my thing with this is that our residents need financial help. They need the financial help. And so I would be supporting, sending this back to, committee. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Ms. Lumpy Carter. Is there anyone else who would like to speak, on this resolution, on the motion? Is there anyone else who would like to speak on this motion? Last call, anyone else? All right, second round, is there anyone who would like to speak on this motion?
Yes.
The chair recognizes the word.
I just want to thank my colleagues for their input. And I didn't see this legal subject, but what I was thinking that, you know, based on what Amanda was saying, some of these people don't even have water at their house now, so they lost their house for back taxes. They lost their house. I mean, they don't. Some of them don't have water on them. And the landlord, the owners, did say they would consider either reselling them back the house. You know, I'm not sure whether before they fix it up or what. But I was thinking the $2,000 can go towards if they gotta move the first month's rent and deposit. If some of them have to move in another house and then they got a back water bill that they gotta pay, because when you move into a new house, and you put water in your man, you owe a water bill, then, you know, so we just don't know their financial situation. That's why I understand what you're saying, case by case basis. And I did have a conversation with Captain Cherry, that already have dealt with these kind of situations where a whole bunch of residents in apartments had to be relocated, and they was able to serve as fiduciary. What we wanted to do was meet with United Way and some other partners to see if we could find some other additional leverage dollars that make it help. Because what Captain Charity was telling me this morning when we had a meeting was that $2,000 really is not enough to help them. But what I didn't want us to do is be the resolve all for someone who probably has not been paying their taxes. And we just want to assist them. So the 2,000 is just assist them, whether it's moving costs, whether it's helping them with first month's rent and deposit, whether it's helping them with their utilities or whatever they need. And they got them, we can come up with the criteria as a council on what these eligible dollars could be used for, so that we can put restriction on it, be like, this money can only be used to do this. We ain't giving you $2,000 to go down the street and put that to the casino or nothing like that. And it's
wait a minute now, sir.
For this.
So
I really want this to be a collaborative effort with us. I don't like what happened with this 100.
What the people's like, that's what you like, sir.
I serve on the land bank. At first I was told that it was a Supreme Court ruling that did this, but once I got to reading the Supreme Court ruling, that wasn't true. So I was disappointed that I was misled to believe that it was a Supreme Court ruling to make 192 homes or 220 homes.
All right, thank you for that, Councilman Murphy. Thank you. We are only supposed to be doing one round. Yeah. So.
Well, thank you for the extra 5 minutes.
I didn't want to cut you off because I think everybody is clear on what's going to happen here. So roll call, Madam Clerk. This is to move 240000 assistance for city of Flint residents foreclosures and possible evictions back to finance.